Ay, 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 ay.
Rem-
Ooh,
Remember
stretch.
when remember
There we
when
go.
summer events weren't a thing? Like maybe they rarely happened.
It was like every like 5 years maybe.
Yeah,
Or
Crisis and like Infinity Gauntlet.
yeah,
And that's all we
right.
needed.
hmm
Now it's every
And
year they gotta have something planned.
and really I mean primarily they just did it to kind of reset the status quo. Um, but
Hmm.
I don't think is that what they're doing primarily these days?
I
No,
think
not really.
DC,
They're
maybe DC does that more so than Marvel.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, that's true. Historically, for sure.
yeah, historically with all those crisis, like they got a crisis every year now, but
hmm
there's a crisis all the time. And then it resets
Yeah.
some sort of continuity. New 52, Convergence, Dark Crisis, where Marvel just kind of does it to like resurrect characters. Like throughout the year, they'll kill someone like Mark Spector and then bring him back during the big
Oh,
summer event.
oh my gosh.
You can
Oh my
only kill
gosh.
Captain America so many times before people lose interest.
It's too much to keep up with, Henry. It's too much
Hmm.
to keep up with. I can't do it. I try real hard. It's impossible.
I'm trying harder
Other
now than I ever did
people do
before,
it.
though.
I know. I know. Um, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in.
A lot,
Even
and a lot
something
of
like
money.
this. Yeah, yeah. That was one thing I was going to ask you. We're going to have to get a calculator out for that.
Oh, oh
Of
yeah, that's
like
a good idea. I got one right
how
here,
much,
handy dandy calculator.
yeah, what this reading experience would have cost you in total. We'll have to figure that out as we go.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Let me get the cover price on it.
All right. What do you think?
I'm ready. Almost. It was Action 1064 was the first issue. Got it.
Yeah.
Bam, 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 bam. What? Where's the price tag on these things? There's no price tag on the cover.
Hey, yeah.
It's on the
Mm,
back cover probably. It's on the barcode. Yeah, my scan doesn't have that. Fuck. Fuck. I don't have the back cover.
I don't either. Just the inside back cover.
I got it. I got it here. Oh, it was an oversized issue for the first one, which is great.
Oh yeah, it did feel longer. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah, yeah, it absolutely did. But it felt quick, too quick of a read at the same time. Wait, how is it an oversized issue if it was 33 pages?
Because usually they're 32.
So we got two. What the we got an
I
extra
don't know.
page?
It's seven
What
ninety
the
nine.
heck? 7.99.
Fuck.
Yeah, totally.
I'll take it.
I think is it starting for jumping on point?
Sold.
So
We're idiots.
say less.
Oh, man.
What are the kids saying now? No cap.
What are the kids saying now?
No cap.
No cap.
4.99 for Action
That
1064.
guy, a guy's, what that person's. Wait, what do the kids say?
They
Um,
say,
oh, Riz. Riz.
oh yeah, yeah. I want to do that.
You
28
have to.
pages. A
You
normal
have to.
comic is
You got to keep
28.
up. You got to keep up with the cool slang, with the way the kids
Well, it's
talk.
this skibbity Ohio
Hmm.
trash.
Yeah, skibbity toilet.
I miss the days when we just call people fucking stupid ass
Fucking dickheads.
douche nozzles.
There aren't enough dips these days, you know. I feel like we used to we used to have a lot of insults in like the 80s and early 90s that started with dip, like dipstick, dipshit. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
we don't throw those terms around enough these days.
No, not at all.
Anyway. All right, welcome back to another episode of Keeping Up with Comics with Henry here. Of course, we've got Henry from Black Market Comics. Say
Howdy.
hi, Henry.
Hi,
And
Henry.
I'm Ozzy. Hello, and we're here to read new comics and keep up with what's going on the new release shelves at our LCS. And we try really hard. Sometimes it can be daunting
Yeah.
and
And
difficult.
redundant.
Sometimes we fall a little behind. You know, we try to get Wednesday releases. Wait, Tuesday and Wednesday? Wait, has
No.
DC
What?
switched yet? Has
Yeah.
that happened?
DC
It
just
has.
switched.
This month,
DC
I
just
think,
switched.
right?
Mm-hmm. The
Is that
beginning
new
of
for
this
this
month.
month? Yeah, DC was on Tuesday releases, but now they're back to Wednesday. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we're looking at Wednesday releases and then coming to you Thursday morning, bright and early, after we've read them. Henry and I have read them together, and we come
Mm-hmm.
here Thursday morning to let you know about them and talk a little bit, chat, see what's up. It's the morning, so I'm a little tired because I've been up all night reading comics, but I've got my big old coffee here and I'm
I
ready to
was
go.
too. I read the new issue of X-Men. It's great.
Oh, what's it called? What is the
Uh
title?
X-Men.
Just
It's just X-Men.
adjectiveless X-Men.
Adjectiveless X-Men. There is Uncanny
Okay,
coming out later. I think it's
I
probably in a
got you.
couple weeks.
Yeah.
But
All right, and that was pretty good. That was an issue one. That was
issue one, jumping on
you
point.
know, cool.
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't even know about that. I don't even know about that. I
Mark
can't.
Russell
I
has
can't.
a
I can't
new book
keep up
too.
with all the comics.
Keep
And I can't I
We're
can't keep up with
trying
all the
here.
comics. I can't keep up with all the comics. Actually, sometimes I'm lucky to even get one, you know. So Henry and I on this show, we don't try to bite off more than we can chew.
Mm-hmm.
We just pick one title each, and if that's better than nothing. That's what I think. At least for
Not in this
myself.
case, though. And
That's
this
how I
week we
feel
got
about it.
got
Yeah,
a whole
tell
chunk
them.
of stuff.
Yeah, right. We read a whole um mini series. Wait, what the fuck is the term I'm looking for,
Event.
Henry?
Event.
Event. That's
Event.
right. Comic event. Yes. Right. Okay. Um, House of Brainiac, which ran through Superman, Action Comics, Superman. Tie-ins were in Power Girl and Green Lantern. Is that it? Or are those the only
Yeah,
titles?
those were the
And I
only
think it, I think
tie-ins.
it had its own title as well. One of them was called House of Brainiac Special or something like
Oh
that,
yeah, the
right?
House of Brainiac special, which is weird because they placed it in the not the middle necessarily, but
Pretty
it was
much, dude.
yeah.
I mean, it pretty
uh
much was. You're right. It was pretty much placed like somewhere in the middle
yeah.
section, in the second act or something like that.
Yeah, it was
And
like
yeah,
the beginning of the second act, yeah.
and yeah, I thought those things came out usually like as like a post release, like after the fact, you know,
Or you see it
or annuals. Did they call it an annual or a special? I don't
it was a
remember.
special.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. Like those usually don't happen at all in events, do they?
Yeah,
Those
well, they
don't
do, but
specials
typically it's the
usually happen
beginning.
for like just like a character or a title, basically. Then
They did like there was a lead into Absolute Power called Ground Zero,
mm,
which is Absolute Power is a big summer event this year for DC. And Ground Zero sets the stage. They did the same thing over at Marvel with Blood Hunt this year, and they'll have a special issue that has the event name over it, and it'll say like House of Brainiac special. Um,
mhm.
and that's kind of been what they do, but it's typically before the series is released, so it's level setting everybody with the characters involved, the setting. and the big bad.
Mm-hmm.
And now this one comes out what 2 or 3 issues into the storyline already,
Into the
um,
Superman story.
into the House of Brainiac story.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So that's weird.
Yeah. Hmm. All right. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. We'll have to catch the next event and see how it compares. But what you're telling me is that event is already happening, right? Like
It's
we
already
already
happening.
missed the kickoff of that.
Yeah, last week. So this is like the second week.
Motherfuckers.
they just they just did it, and then that was it. They
I can't
snuck it
do
in there.
that, DC. I can't do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, this is 2 weeks in, and of course, there's like 50 different tie-ins. I think Marvel in their event had 83 issues in total on the summer event, which was the 6 mainline story for Blood Hunt, and then every title had a 3 issue miniseries with like
Fuck,
just across the board. Remember we covered
man.
Union Jack? Like who the fuck
Oh
is Union
yeah,
Jack?
right. That was a tie-in, or
How is
its
that a
own. That
tie-in?
was
Yeah.
its own thing. Yeah,
A
right.
3 issue miniseries with Union Jack, and they're doing that with not only just the mainline characters
Hmm.
that are in the storyline, but they're also doing it with side characters or C-list characters that like what and I understand that they want to keep it a living, breathing world in Marvel and 616 and in DC and the Earth Prime. Um, but like also, well, these things are $5, $7 each, $8 each.
Hmm.
So it gets pricey, it gets expensive, and it becomes like a whole endeavor on its own. Just making sure that you know what's happening throughout the entire universe instead of just this storyline.
So, what do you think drew us to choosing this for the show, House of Brainiac, Superman story, let alone uh, an event story? Because we usually cover single one-off issues, and we haven't done
Yeah,
like an event.
we haven't done
Oh,
an event.
I guess we were just feeling ambitious,
I
maybe.
think, yeah, definitely
We
ambitious.
had been talking about wanting to get into more Superman stuff,
That's
just
what I
in
was going to
general.
say.
Yeah.
hmm I think we both have a love for the character, and not necessarily because of reading reading Superman titles on a regular basis, but
No, not
I've always
necessarily.
wanted to
Right.
be into Superman.
Yeah, I'm more into
Uh,
Superman for the offshoots, one-offs, stuff like that.
Elseworlds now.
I'm not as involved in like the ongoing soap opera that is, Action Comics or whatever.
Or Spider-Man,
Yeah,
Amazing
right,
Spider-Man.
right. Um, I'm not as involved with that week to week stuff, but that's for me. That's with most comics, actually.
Mhm,
And sometimes I think like, well, yeah, these things are expensive, and I can't afford to go to the shop and buy all the titles I'm interested in every week.
yeah, especially not when they're 33 pages for 10 bucks.
That I have a slight curiosity about. I can't afford that. But then I'm
Yeah.
thinking like, even if I could, if I won the fucking mega Powerball or something and got $5 billion, would I go do that? I don't know. Even if I had the money, I don't think I would go, go buy all them comics. I don't think
Mhm,
I would.
mhm,
I'd buy comics. Let me tell you, I'd buy some comics. I'd have some nice fancy hardbound tomes behind me.
mhm.
Here.
Yeah, those
Uh,
omnibuses that are like $100
yeah,
each.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have artist editions. Oh, I'd have all kinds of comics.
Mhm.
Let me tell you. But I still wouldn't be going and buying, what was this, fucking 14 issues or something, I think, with all the tie-ins here for
Yeah.
House of Brainiac.
Yeah, which is mild compared to what they're doing with other storylines.
I'm actually kind of upset that I spent ti time.
Time is money.
I'm dying. Well, not so much that. That's not exactly what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
But my time is valuable,
Yeah.
and just like yours, and just like everybody's.
Yeah.
And yeah, I kind of um, would don't even know if I'd spend my time on this, and I don't. That's not. That's not like a judgment on the quality of this comic, this story, or anything necessarily. I don't know. Let's talk more
Yeah.
about it. Let's
Yeah.
feel it out as we talk, and maybe I'll get my feelings straight.
All right, let's do it. Cue transition music.
Meh, 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 meh. That was it.
Yeah,
That was
that's
the end of
good.
the transition.
Wow, was that actually John Williams?
Yes, it was.
Josh Williams.
I brought him in here to do that with his mouth. I said,
Josh
"Don't
Williams
use
was
any instruments."
the Wish version of John Williams.
So yeah, this House of Brainiac Part One starts in Action Comics 1064. Um,
Right. There was a prelude issue, Superman 12, I think. Superman 12. And it's one storyline leading into this. And I've noticed that DC is doing this a lot. There's no breaks.
yeah, I was gonna
Sometimes
say, how do they even have time to do that lead-in issue when they're doing back-to-back
mhm, back-to-back events.
fucking crotch-to-ass events?
Yeah. Yeah. Usually you'll get like a one shot or
Yeah.
a story, a solo story
Mm-hmm.
with just like Superman having a beer or something and then at the end maybe a hint at what's coming.
Mm-hmm.
But but here they ended one storyline with Lex Luthor fighting his daughter, and then it leads like right at the last panel it
Oh.
leads to Brainiac's ship coming to Earth and no other explanation.
Oh, okay. I follow.
And yeah.
So this cover, 1064 Action Comics, it's pretty cool. I like Angry Red Eye Superman. How do you feel about Angry Red Eye Superman, just in general?
I like the connecting cover.
Oh yeah,
In
I was
general
gonna.
though,
That was gonna be my question, because right now I'm looking at half a Superman. He's
half a
hanging off.
Superman.
He's hanging off the page,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't notice if there was. I guessed that there was probably a cover that you stick them next to each other, and it forms a whole somebody.
Should
So that's
yeah.
that's what's happening
Yeah,
here. What
that's
what uh,
exactly.
what issue is that this connects to? This cover connects to?
Superman, the next one issue 2 is or part 2 of the story, the core issues, Superman 13.
Oh, really? I did
Action
not notice that
1064
when I was
Superman.
looking at it at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe we should set the stage first. That way we don't end up interrupting the story with, "Oh yeah, by the way, this is what's going on in previous Superman issues."
Okay. Yes, please do, because that will be me interrupting the story to ask those questions.
Right.
Because you've
So
read some of that stuff and I haven't.
yeah, and then I was looking at up stuff. I mean, I like this series. So what I was doing, I mean, it's steeped in lore. So I would see a character that I didn't recognize or a place I didn't recognize or blah blah blah. Look it up, and then have the insight, and it was great.
Oh, cool.
Um,
I should have done
so
that too.
yeah, one thing I appreciated about the story is that it kicks off like right away. There's no like Superman retelling of his origin or
Mm-hmm.
anything like that. It's just like normal day in Metropolis, and then boom, action.
Mm-hmm.
Which it's very cinematic, and but like at the same time, I wish there were Superman movies like this instead of having to rehash the same Smallville bullshit.
I know.
Um, but here's
I
the
think
set the
I
stage.
there w- there.
Oh,
I mean, we'll
uh,
wait for this new Superman movie to come out.
yeah, we'll see. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
I
And
don't
I,
think
I
I
got
don't think
faith in
I
James.
I really don't think that movie's gonna fuss around with origin much at all.
Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe just set, like world building, set
It
the
might be
stage for world
something,
building.
yeah. They might mention something in passing. There might be some dialogue that connects it.
Hmm.
I don't know,
But
but
yeah,
I don't think we're gonna see like Man of Steel 25 minutes of the opening movie on Krypton before it
right.
explodes and like
Yeah, Russell Crowe.
yeah.
uh, yeah, that's what I appreciated about the home series for Spider-Man. They introduce
Mm-hmm.
him in Civil War. They don't do the whole
Absolutely.
radioactive thing. They don't explain where Uncle Ben is.
Totally agree.
Yeah, and that's what made it great. But all right, set the stage, Superman. Superman is in Metropolis. He runs this corporation, which was formerly LexCorp, but
Mm,
after Luthor falls from grace, and I'm not going to go into too much detail about that. He turns his company over to Superman with the stipulation that if Superman were to ever get rid of the company, dissolve the company, it would put he would it well if he didn't take the CEO position at Supercore now instead of LexCorp, then the company would dissolve and like thousands of people in Metropolis would lose their jobs.
mm-hmm.
So Luther did this because he figures that after Dark Crisis, and it's after Dark Crisis, like you're barely realizing this after Dark Crisis, but that Superman is necessary, and in his eyes, it's a necessary evil.
Yeah.
Um, and that he lacks the resources to properly save humanity. So
Mm-hmm.
he gives him LexCorp, who has the science divisions and like the biggest and brightest minds in the world working for him, um, and all this kind of stuff. Access to just unlimited budget to be able to do stuff. And so Superman hands the reins of running Supercorps to Lex Luthor's daughter, who in the previous storyline, um, they have it out. It's like typical like a father-daughter fight, except with super armor and in the sky.
Mm.
So I don't know. I didn't read too much on what's her name. It's Leticia. No, Lex Luthor's daughter.
Yeah.
There's always this point of contention there because it's Lex Luthor and he's like, this giant villain in Metropolis, and everybody kind of just doesn't they don't trust him, but they need him,
Uh-huh.
kind of like Elon Musk in real life.
Yeah, that feels very much like that, right?
Yeah. Uh,
Do we need
and
him? Yeah, I don't
no,
know.
no, we don't. No, we don't.
I don't
No, we
think we
don't.
do.
But like a lot,
Yeah.
he has a lot of people in his
That's
employ
right.
throughout all these different
Yeah.
companies, and
He's got a
this
lot
is
of
all
money flowing. Yeah.
it's a lot of money flowing. He keeps the money going, uh, and keeps a lot of the money. Anyway,
Yeah, they do a real
so
good they do a real good job typically with Luther in making him a detestable human that does
right.
terrible things but also does good things.
He does what he thinks is best. He's
Yeah,
not performing evil for the sake of evil.
that's right. Yeah, and sometimes like you find yourself like kind of siding with Luther, and you're like, "What the hell
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
happening
Like,
here?"
yeah.
Siding with Luther.
That that
Luther was
Luther's
right.
yeah, Luther
Okay.
was right. That should be a shirt. That series you told me about was it Azzarello writing Luther for that
Oh yeah. Uh
DC
huh.
Black Label? It was great. I read it. It was
You check
great.
that out? Yeah, isn't
Yeah.
it
So
wonderful?
good.
He seems like such a great guy in that.
Yeah.
Like,
He
and
does.
Superman seems fucking evil
Uh-huh.
through the eyes of Luther, like horrible.
Yeah.
And just like how
Uh,
they're able to do that. It's pretty
which would
in,
that
in
would like
such a short story. Also, how many pages was that story? That Luther book?
it was a very
60, maybe.
yeah, maybe 60, but it was oversized, not oversized, but like um
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Black Label format, so it's
Uh huh.
bigger, it's more it feels more widescreen.
Hmm. And how many
Um
pages did I read here in total?
This one's just 33, oversized issue at
No,
33
no,
instead of the
no.
28. Oh.
In total, to get
Oh,
the
how many issues of
whole
this?
story.
Oh, look, the hood says there's an actual story about Superman making a poor business choice.
Oh,
uh,
sweet.
yeah,
What's that?
that's awesome. That sounds
Yeah.
great. I gotta read that. It
Those
made
are
me
the
want to
kinds
go
of.
back on this new Superman title in the Action Comics. Um, what's like going on with Superman right now. So I'm really excited
Mhm.
about that. But anyway, so that sets the stage for Superman. The Brainiac. Brainiac is an alien supercomputer inside the body of an individual from what planet was he from? From some random planet. So he's a biological
Yeah.
entity that wants to control all of the knowledge in the universe
Knowledge,
and keep it
sure.
to himself.
Kolu, thank you, Hood.
So
Right.
that's his motivation. And to do this, he understands that he's got limitations. One of them being mortality. So in this story, it's
Mhm.
introduced that Brainiac went to Sarnia, which is the home planet of Lobo, and this race is they're like basically the Klingons of the DC universe. Not really. They're not honor bound by anything, but they're indestructible.
Yeah.
They're they're violent. It's a violent
Yeah.
society. And there's a backstory in here that and that's super special that it kind of explains it. So we're going to go into more of that in a little bit. But that sets the stage for the Sarnians, Brainiac. It kind of sets the stage for Lobo too. Uh, while all this is happening, DC has that universe that they're building, right? And they want everybody to understand that what happens in one title is affecting everybody else. And one thing that's happening in Green Lantern is that there's this United Federation of Planets who have taken over the Guardian spot as the protectors of the universe. And I'm not too familiar with what's going on there, but I understand that they've quarantined Earth,
Mm.
which means that they've got a blockade around the planet, and they are keeping everybody away from the rest of the universe. They're isolating it because everything bad that's been happening in the universe has had Earth as its center point. Any kind of all these crises that happen, crises? What's the plural for crisis?
I like crises. I'll go with it.
Crises. All these crises that have been happening involve superheroes in Earth or Earth as the setting. And so, I guess that like the intention is they mean well, but of course it's like a corrupt bureaucracy that's been working with Amanda Waller this whole time, and that's absolute power bullshit.
Mm.
So in this story, we have to deal with not the United Federation of
Oh
Planets.
yeah, we get a little bit of the wall in this
You get the
story, don't we?
yeah, yeah,
She
yeah.
shows up. Yeah, that's
Where
right.
even Superman isn't free of their
Mhm.
quarantine, and he's limited by it because they've accounted for a Kryptonian with superpowers on the planet,
Mhm.
or many Kryptonians. So there's a Superman family that you have to understand too, and it's more than just Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen. He now has these adopted twins from. Did you understand who they were?
No,
The
I
twins.
did not.
Okay, so back when Krypton was a
No.
thing, there was an offshoot. There was a colony that split from
Oh,
Krypton that
yeah.
weren't destroyed when the planet Krypton was destroyed. They
Nor
weren't.
were
They
they
weren't killed
nor
off.
were they shrunk and
No,
held
oh, yeah,
by
yeah, and
Brainiac.
they weren't in Kandor. This wasn't like a
They're just
city.
floating around.
They were on a separate planet. It was a colony. These two twins, there was a storyline involving them coming to Earth and all this kind of stuff. And what end blah 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 happens. They end up being adopted by Superman and Lois. So you'll
Okay.
see them like Superman is definitely in like this father figure role with them, and Lois is in the parental role as well. But they'll call
Mhm.
them by their first names, and it's because biologically that's not the son of Superman. These are their adopted children.
Wait, don't Lois and Clark have a child, actual
Yes,
biological child as well?
they do. Jonathan Kent, and I have no idea what's
Yeah,
going on
that's
there.
right. Oh yeah, and not in this at all.
Not in this at all, but he's in
Okay.
Super Sons.
Yeah.
He's got his own title going with
Right.
Robin. It's kind of like a
Oh
world's finest situation, but with the kids. I have no idea. I'm lost with that.
yeah.
uh, where else are
I've
we?
I've read Super Sun stuff, but like the Bronze Age Bob Haney stuff. That's all I've read.
Oh yeah,
You know, those
yeah.
Super Sun stories.
Uh,
I don't
so
know anything past
we
that.
got we got Brainiac. We got Luther in prison because of what happened in the previous story. We've got Parasite in prison
Yes.
because they had to use him for something that was going on in the previous story.
Mhm.
Um, we have other villains involved too. Metallo has always been kind of a center point for Superman, a major villain. And even though he doesn't appear here in this storyline, there's still mention of him because of the mechanics that are involved in his body and how they
Yeah.
use kryptonite as a power source. Uh, Mercy, who is the
Didn't
bodyguard of
Brainiac
like
didn't Brainiac have his body in stasis or something? Didn't
something
they
like
show?
that. Yeah,
I think he had him, right?
yeah.
Metallo.
Um, Mercy is an interesting character. Did you know that her premiere was in the animated Superman series? I thought she was
Oh, the '90s
always part of the
series?
comics. Yeah, the '90s to Bruce Timm stuff.
That's cool. Uh-huh.
She's there's been hints that she has an Amazonian past, so she's from, or she may be from, or her mother is from, or parents even are from Themyscira.
Hmm.
But she acts as the bodyguard of Lex Luthor, and while Lex is in prison, she's working in Supercore, and there's like depth to it. So that's another thing altogether. What else am I missing? Oh, Perry White is running for mayor of Metropolis, and there's an interesting little side story with that, written by Mark Russell. It was great. We're going to talk about that as well, but
That
you
was
need
one
to
of my
know that
favorite parts. It felt like it did not belong in this.
it didn't know, but it's still good.
Yeah.
So Lois is the editor in chief now that Perry is concentrating on his political campaign
Hmm.
to become mayor. Lois is editor in chief, and Jimmy Olsen has kind of stepped in as like the star reporter for the Daily Planet now that Lois is behind a desk all the time.
All right.
He's been dating Silver, was it Banshee? Silver,
Yeah, I think that's
whatever
what
the
she
name,
was called here. I only
yeah,
read it here. Yeah.
Leslie Willis, I think is her name.
Uh-huh.
But her alias is a villain, um, created by Bruce Timm. Also, Livewire. That's Livewire.
Livewire.
Livewire's in
Yes,
here too. Also,
that's
another
right.
character from the that premiered, like Harley Quinn, premiered in the cartoon, then was brought over later into the comics.
And they get Livewire and
Parasite,
Parasite out of prison to help them in their endeavor here. Yeah,
right,
I
right,
really
and
like the way Parasite looks in this comic.
yeah,
I don't know if that's just how he looks these days, or that's this rendering here in particular. But I very
mhm,
much liked it. He looks creepy
mhm.
as fuck.
Yeah, he does. So you've got Supergirl, Superwoman, who's Lana Lang. You've got who is it?
I don't
Steel.
like
Steel is Jeremy Irons, and then he's got a daughter, Natasha Irons. She's also a
Jeremy
superhero.
Jeremy Irons.
John Irons, sorry, Jeremy Irons. Oh, fucking Alfred.
Yeah,
Um,
John Henry Irons. Oh,
John Henry
so
Irons.
is
Yeah,
he? He's actually at the. I just noticed he's calling himself Steel. No, there's some woman who's Steel.
that's his daughter. So they
She's
work
Steel,
for Supercorp,
and he up to like Steel Supreme or something like that. Is it?
something like that. They both work for Supercorp, and again,
Okay,
because it's
that's
providing
cool.
resources to Superman that he would not necessarily have without Lex Luthor.
I don't know anything about Steel honestly beyond like fucking Death of Superman stuff.
Yes, that's all
Really?
basically you need to know. Like
Yeah, I know that era
he's,
a little
I
bit.
think he's dating or he's married to Superwoman Lana Lang.
Okay.
Um,
Oh yeah, that's correct. They mentioned that like at the very end or something.
mhm.
You catch
There's
that.
also Superboy is Connor
Connor
Kent.
Kent. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, the clone of Superman and Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
That's
Hmm.
a great premise right there too. And I know more of him from like the Young Justice series
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
and like Titans and stuff like that. It's great. Uh,
Connor Kent's a
Superman
cool
of
character.
China, who I have no idea. I had no idea who he was. I had no interest in learning anything about that character,
I
but he's there.
don't know anything about that.
Why
Okay.
don't they use the what's his name, Mon El, from the Legion of
Hmm.
Superheroes in the future?
Yeah.
I guess he's
Legion.
kind of like the stand-in for Mon El.
Oh, that makes
Uh,
sense. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
yeah. There was, I don't know, why didn't they have Jonathan Kent at all in this storyline? I wonder where he's at.
I'm really not sure. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he a part? Is he a part of Action Comics or Superman, or is he just? Is that story take place in its own
I don't
universe
think it's in a, like a
title?
pocket, or I don't think it's in a separate universe. I
Oh,
think he's in continuity. I just don't know enough about
okay.
Superman to be able to speak to it.
Yeah.
Lobo's been trapped in on Earth Prime, on Earth anyway. He can't leave because of the blockade. And he's been captured by a group of scientists who are trying to study his motorcycle to make it a thing.
Yep.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
I did not catch that. That's what he was. Wait, does that come from the
That comes from
lead in
the
that you read?
yeah.
Okay, that's what he was doing. I see.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. He was captured. They took his motorcycle, and they're kind of like, what do they call that? Reverse engineering it.
Yeah.
And that's
Mhm.
why that's why spoilers for what's gonna come up ahead. That's why Superman's got that badass red motorcycle.
Okay, that makes
It
so
comes
much
from
more
that.
sense now. Yeah.
Mhm.
I love anytime Superman's in a vehicle. It's so funny
Yeah,
to me.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's
and
just
then
very very amusing to see him like in a vehicle.
yeah, the way they explain it is that vehicle that Lobo drives, his
Mhm.
motorcycle, is the only way to get past the blockade,
Mhm.
because of comics.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Because comics.
and so, yeah, that's why he's gotta meet Brainiac up in space
Right.
past the point of,
Mhm.
the blockade. And so, we're on issue 1.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
And it opens with like, oh, ominous thing coming in space. What does it say?
I don't know, but we know that it's Brainiac's
The
ship because
the
it's shaped like a
universe has
skull.
revealed itself to me. I know all there is to know, and yet something is missing. Brainiac's skull ship coming through space.
Mhm.
I don't think you need that page. You could have just started with "Good morning, Metropolis." Lois popping out of her house, going for a jog.
I think you need it because later when
I think that
the
would have been a
invasion
cool.
happens, like, it's kinda out of nowhere, and you don't know where Brainiac is coming from, and, like,
But you know what?
it sets the stage, like, Brainiac's coming from deep space.
Yeah, but also on the other hand, it's like if an invasion happened right now, we wouldn't know where it fucking came from right away. you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
we'd just be sitting here being like, "Oh fuck, we're being invaded," and that would have been cool. To just like open on a nice, beautiful morning with Lois running, nothing's happening, and then all of a sudden invasion. You're like, "What invasion? What's going on here?" And then yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So, this is I forgot to mention, this is, 7 issues in total, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
Seven,
tie-in issues.
five tie-ins.
Yeah.
12 total issues at what? Well, let's just say $4 on average, right?
4.99
On average,
on average, so $5 on average, except for,
this is a $60
the tie-ins.
read. This is approximately a $60 read.
Damn, don't put oh, no. Don't put comics in that kinda context because now I realize how much I
We
actually
have
do
to.
spend.
That's a big part of
Fudge,
what we're doing here, Henry, on this show.
fudge.
Is not
Yeah.
only being able to keep up with comics, with the stories and what's going on, but keep up with them monetarily and how we can purchase them and how affordable they are and easy and acquirable. That's not a word. I just made it a word.
Yeah,
Um,
it makes sense, though.
yeah.
I completely understand what you're trying to say
So
is
I
it, like,
think it's a big part.
acquirable, it's that thick.
Yeah, right. I think it's a big part of what we're
Yeah,
doing here.
absolutely. And that's why I think, like,
And we
in
really have to reckon that shit. sixty
yeah,
dollars if you wanted to read
60.
if you plop down $60 and pick this up and just read it all in one sitting, how would you feel after that?
I feel like a piece of shit. Like a dumb piece of shit.
I think so too. I think
You
that
know what I
says
could have
a
gotten with
lot.
$60? Shit. That's like
I
a
think
gallon of gasoline.
yeah.
That's 3 or 4 pieces of groceries.
It's like a good quad on sale.
Yeah. But like for real, like and that's why I sometimes I get people someone will say to me like, "Oh, I've been looking for this, but I could never afford this comic book. It's my personal grail." And I said, "Well,
Okay.
look at what you're spending now, and
Yeah.
then compare it to what you're going to get. Like just skip out on a week of comics, skip out on 2 weeks of comics if you want that hundred and
It's a
twenty
good
dollar
point.
book or whatever it is.
It's a
Get
good
what you
point.
yeah."
Yep.
Um, yeah, that's money management. But like now that you put it in perspective, like shit, $60 for this, I could have gotten the first appearance of, I don't know, a lot of different characters.
Right. Yeah, you have first appearances, and it's just all I'm saying is it's quality over quantity for me. That's all.
Yeah. Um, that's
And
why
then,
I think in
and then
this
I get
series
stuff that I feel that I just don't need. Like for instance, this very first page of the ship coming in, and oh, it's
don't need
Brainiac.
it.
It's like I don't need that. That's one page already that I don't need here.
And what made this? It was 28 pages for everything else. This one was 33. So we've got what 32 pages now. If we get
Hmm.
rid of those last 3 pages and we'll get to 28, then why pay the well, this wasn't extra. But
Yeah.
still, like you get my point. It's not really oversized. Um so one thing that I think in this whole series, keeping up with comics altogether, one of the things that
I,
keeps us going to spawn titles is that 2.99 price point.
that's a big part of it. Yeah.
Uh-huh. They're building like whole
Or
universes.
lots of image books, and
Mhm.
a lot of those indie books are keeping it pretty low just in general.
Yeah, but then you get some of them like
Oh,
Distillery that are doing $10 issues, and then they just got
Grossest.
bought out.
How about Boom selling to Random House?
Yeah, I don't know what the I
Isn't
know
that
I have an
wild?
idea of what the impact is going to be in that.
Oh,
Boom is
okay.
going to be pushed through Random House like big time, big time. Random House is the biggest
That's so
not
wild.
comic book publisher
Book, yeah.
probably in the world.
Penguin, maybe.
Penguin
Simon
and
and
Random House is
Schuster.
yeah.
Yeah, like yeah, those three are like
Well, no,
shit.
Penguin is owned by Random House.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
Of course it
Penguin
is.
it's there
Fuck
was a merger.
yeah, yeah. That's right. That's right.
So they're the
Yeah,
biggest, probably publisher and biggest distributor of books in the world,
that's wild.
and they bought out Boom Studios, which has been putting out banger after banger.
Some of my
Of
favorites of recent
yeah,
are
uh,
Boom. Yeah.
big time, big time, and so what I think the impact of that is going to be is a shift in the comic world and the comic publishing world. With right now, what the
Mm.
big three being Marvel, DC, and Image, they might take Image's spot.
Yeah,
They might just
because
flat out take
Random
it.
House has the money to put behind the name.
Mhm. And they've got the
Also,
titles to do it too, because what is Image publishing right now that's at the level of what they were doing with The Walking Dead? Nothing, right? But Boom
nothing.
has they
However,
have
there's not much that can touch or has come close to Walking Dead.
no, not yet.
I mean,
But
for argument's sake,
for
that
argument's sake, yeah, but there is potential there because Something is Killing the
that's a
Children
big
was
one.
a huge book for them, and
Yep.
it's coming to Netflix.
Hmm.
Um, what else are they doing? There's other ones that they've got. Oh, the Keanu Reeves stuff that's going to. I think it's a movie, the Berserker,
Oh,
or is it Berserk?
yeah, Berserker
Berserker, yeah. And that's
with
got the Keanu
No
Reeves.
Val Berserker.
I didn't read it. I'm waiting for it. That's one of the things that I'm waiting for on an
I've
eBay shipment where the guy's
only
been
read
sitting on
the
his hands.
I've only checked out the first two issues. It's
How
all
was
right.
it?
It was pretty good.
Oh,
Berserker.
cool.
It's fun.
Uh-huh.
It's a cool concept. Do you know the concept?
No.
You want me to tell you?
I kind of do, but I kind of don't. Go ahead.
No, I know I won't tell you. Read it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I gotta
It's
read it.
kind of
It's on
it's
its
a
way.
little bit of it's a little bit of a reveal in that first issue, and it's fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
It's
right.
like, oh, that's what's going on here. Fun. Anyway.
Oh yeah. Anyway, back to
So yeah,
Superman.
I like this opening of Lois like all bubbly and waking up in the morning and going out on our jog like nothing's gonna get me down today. Hope you're ready for me, world. And I like how they do the names below the characters like a sitcom intro or something.
Yeah.
That's just helpful for me, coming
Yeah.
into this not knowing all these people and maybe knowing them but not being able to recognize them as they're drawn here at least.
Hmm.
So thank you. This
We
helps.
didn't mention the writer.
Lana Lang, Superwoman. Yeah, Natasha Irons Steel. Now I see all these things.
Yeah, this is all written
Leslie
by
Willis. Yeah. Oh yeah, go
uh,
ahead.
Joshua Williamson,
Mm,
who did Nailbiter. Nailbiter back in 2014 is one of my favorite books
yeah.
about a serial killer. Uh,
What's his? He's got a big title right now, doesn't he? That's ongoing, or did he just finish one?
Superman, I think, is the biggest one.
Oh, maybe.
I think he was on the Flash for a while, but who reads the Flash?
Yeah, I know, right?
Uh, um, but yeah, Batman and Robin and Superman is his big ones right now that he's got over at DC.
Hmm,
Wait, is he writing Absolute Power?
I don't know.
Sorry about that.
All right. So, yeah, Lois is out for a nice stroll. Superman's doing stuff. They do open up to a little like, "Hey, everything's going fine today." That's why
Uh,
It could have just opened like this. You didn't need that first page, like I said.
Mm-mm. No, but I like
Superman
this build-up.
showing off. Yeah, it's a good build up. Lois doing yoga in the park, and then all of a sudden, you see from the sky, looking down on the city, all the Brainiac robots. What are the Brainiac robots called?
Drones?
Yeah, something like that. and the,
Not like
and the
Doombots or anything.
well, I thought they had a name. I thought they had some kind of name.
Oh, they did it. It went over my
Uh,
head.
the body axe. I don't know. And the
Yeah.
Lobos falling from the sky. That's pretty cool.
And yeah, Lobos, the Sarnians and the Brainiac
Sarnians.
bots.
Yeah, sure,
And
sure.
then boom,
I just like calling them Lobos,
the
and
Lobos.
so does the story. They call them Lobos a lot
Oh. Well,
in
because there are
story.
none.
Yeah. Oh, that's
There
right.
are
There
none.
aren't
This was
supposed to.
yeah, Bottled City, a Candor
Yeah.
type situation, except with
So is
Sarnians.
so is this the first time that we're seeing that there are lots of Lobos and not just the one
Yes,
Lobo?
because
Oh
Lobo
wow.
killed his
Okay.
entire race, and I think he
R-
mentions that, like, I killed all these bastards.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I knew that, but I thought that they were just like filling me on something that happened a long time ago. You know what I mean?
no, no, this is their introduction.
Oh, gotcha.
Is the
Okay.
fact that there's a shit ton of Lobos dropping down. And
Well,
that's
that
I
makes it
think
a
that
little more exciting, but for me, not knowing really in the first place,
yeah.
it's like okay, a bunch of Lobos, got it. like it didn't do anything for me exactly, I guess. You know what, Henry? I
Mm.
don't think I like Lobo. I think Lobo is a piece of shit that drives me crazy. Actually,
Have you read like
I haven't read I haven't read
the
much
Mateus
Lobo. Like
stuff? Oh,
I haven't read any Lobo titles. Like just him alone. I just encounter him when he shows up in other titles.
yeah. He was good in
Yeah,
Green Lantern.
was
In
he?
the Jeff Johns Green Lantern run during the War of the Lanterns and
Oh,
in
I kind of
Blackest Night and
remember
stuff
a
like that.
little bit about that. Yeah.
Yeah, he was good there. He was good in that '90s, early '90s solo stories. I forgot who wrote those. But with like the big muscles, big tits type shit.
Yeah, yeah, that's where he
Um,
belongs.
that's where he belongs. Yeah, don't censor him. Censored Lobo is neutered. It sucks.
That's when he was
Uh,
created, and that's where he should stay. It was in
yeah,
the extreme '90s.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, this splash
Yeah,
page
but
though.
just
Oh, go ahead.
Lobo with his like bullshit, fucking tough guy attitude, and I don't
Mhm,
know. Those
mhm.
guys exist in real life, and they fucking make me crazy.
Yeah,
so, well, why wouldn't Lobo? He's
yeah.
always showboating, talking about how strong he is and how hard he will hit you. I don't know. Fuck
That ties
Lobo.
into
He's a dick.
well,
Yeah.
that ties into the tie-ins is what I was gonna say. They mentioned that. There's a whole thing
Really?
about Guy Gardner because that's basically Guy Gardner too. It's like, I don't really like Guy. I have high hopes for Fillion, but
Yeah, I
not
know.
Guy Gardner as a character. Except for the Jeff Johns stuff, but I keep going to the Jeff Johns stuff because that was peak. Guy Gardner and Jeff Johns,
So
Green
yeah,
Lantern. No.
Superman, House of Brainiac, Part One: Brainiac Attacks. And if you didn't know who Superman was, the last son of a dying world, Kal El. came. Oh no, I'm not going to read that. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Part one, Brainiac Attacks, though, kind of summarizes that prelude issue that I talked about.
okay, sure.
Um, Superman fights Lex. There's an uneasy alliance because he's got Supercore now, and that's where everybody's at so far.
All right. Yeah. So then the chaos descends upon Metropolis, and Superman
Wait,
jumps into battle right away. What? What did
before
I
you
miss?
before you do that, you missed one scene. Can you go back another page? Um, one more. So there's a scene right there at the very bottom where Clark is late as usual,
Yes,
and they're talking and nothing happens, and then his head just turns, and then get to
that's
safety now.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. They had to I don't like the lettering choice on there. Every time somebody screams, they like color
Now.
in the
Yeah. It looks like
yeah,
he's
but
going no.
it should have been like a calmer, more collected. Get the fuck out of
Yes.
here.
Right.
But I did like that moment.
Yeah, he just stops and it goes silent for a minute. You see the sensor waves
Mhm.
kind of drawn around his head. They don't do that kind of stuff enough in comics these days. Like basically like Kirby Crackle.
The
Like it doesn't have a reason for being there, but it's just showing energy.
the spider sense.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That kind of
Yeah.
stuff. That stuff is fun. Or maybe they do. I don't fucking know. I need to read more comics.
Yeah. And keep up with these things.
We really do.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I'd be pissed off if I was in the middle of the soccer match and Superman flew by and just like distracted everybody and threw off the whole game.
A high five the little kid,
And
not
high
destroyed
fived
his
the little
arm.
kid, and everyone was like, "Yeah, Superman."
It's a
Meanwhile,
win.
yeah.
Meanwhile, he's constantly in like keeping an ear out for Luthor in prison anywhere he is
Mhm.
on the planet. Superman.
Yeah,
It was in the last issue here of Superman 12.
it's awesome.
During that whole fight, it's revealed that like Lex gives him advice, unsolicited
Yeah.
advice, and the way he forces it is because he knows that Superman is always keeping like one ear on him.
Mhm.
So
He's got like a station tuned into Luther at
to
all
Luthor,
times.
yeah, yeah.
Pretty sweet.
So that's how he gets the advice. Yeah. But you see all of the Superman family in action with all
Mhm.
the powers going at once. Heat vision, freeze breath,
Yeah.
like brawn,
Mhm. Yeah, big fighty fight happens.
fighty fight, and yeah, streaks of red.
These are
Zarnian.
Zarnians,
Hmm.
right? I thought
Zarnians.
Lobo's people were all dead. You thought wrong, pistaches.
They say that constantly.
How do you feel about pistaches?
Ugh. Ugh.
It's embarrassing.
And I was like, did I read? I had to read that word like like
I
four or
did
five
too.
times.
I did too, and I was like, "Is that what? Did they take bitch and bastards and just mash them together? Is that what's going on here?"
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
bitchin' bastards.
We can't say bitches in comics these days. We can't say bastards in comics these days.
Yeah, you
That
should be
sucks.
able to.
I don't know what the rules are. I don't know
You
what the.
can. There's no comics code anymore, so you can say whatever the fuck you want. And Marvel knows that because in their current summer event, they've got an R-rated version where they are cussing and they are
Oh,
gory. No,
okay.
gory. It's
I
still
don't necessarily need that either, but
no. It's blatant. It's forced.
mhm.
Hmm. Back in my day.
It's also the double standard that always gets me. It's like there's wanton destruction and loss of human life happening here and extreme violence, and they're like, "What? We can't let the kids see the word bastard, though." What kind of fucking shit is that?
Look at
Get
that
out of
car
here.
and people being pulled from rubble and stuff.
We're so back asswards
I
in
think
the
in
society.
the next page too, you see more of that destruction, and then like, oh, but don't say the word bastard.
Don't say bitch, though. Don't show a titty. No
Uh,
nipples.
can we? The editor sees that. Can we change this word? Maybe like mix two of them together, create one thing. For all I know, that word could go back in like Lobo lore from his first appearance in the Omega Men. So
Same. I was
who
thinking the same
knows?
thing. I was like, was this created in the '90s with Lobo? Like that could be.
Hmm.
Don't know. Um, don't know. It's annoying though, and not just that it exists, but you're right. How frequently it's actually used in this. It's the only slang curse word that they've got.
Yeah,
You would think they would have a myriad of fucking curse words being Lobos.
yeah.
You know.
Like, yeah, I'll just take an existing curse word and like replace a couple of those letters instead of
Uh
shit. Call it clit. No, wait, no, that doesn't work.
huh. Bantha poodoo.
Bantapudu.
That's works. I don't know. Oh shit. Um, I mean Bantha poodoo. Yeah. So then Brainiac. What's happening? He's like going about his plan.
Watching everything.
Hmm. Until now, knowledge equals power. Therefore, power equals knowledge. This is his whole thing through the whole book. This is why he's doing it.
And
He came
yeah,
to
it's
this
on brand.
conclusion. He came to this conclusion like if this, then this. Um, and because of the last son of Krypton, there is more power within Metropolis than anywhere else in the universe. Does that make sense? Because of Superman? Like, isn't there this whole planet of Lobos now?
It's not a planet. It's a bottled city, so
Okay.
it's not floating out there. Now it is
Still,
at the after spoilers for the ending.
is Lobo more powerful than the rest of these Lobos?
Yes,
He is. Why?
he is. Fucking he ate his vitamins and said his prayers when he
Gotcha.
was growing
Uh
up.
huh. Okay.
Hulk
All right.
Hogan.
Because comics.
Yes, comics. Um, but yeah, they've always been immortal. Even when Lobo was a child, they've always been immortal, and they can only be killed by another Zarnian.
So yeah, everyone in this first fight. Wait, has it happened yet? No, it hasn't happened.
No.
But once you are with Luther, and he's communicating with Brainiac,
Hmm.
um, he's got Mercy there, er,
Yes, Mercy, his bodyguard.
and Lana, and
Uh-huh.
they start attacking, and Lex tells them to get out of there, but all of a sudden they get engulfed in this pinkish force field thing, and you get a whiz onomatopoeia, and he's like,
Uh-huh.
no, and I didn't really understand what was happening at first, and I had to look at these renderings on the next page, and I was like, are these like water bottles,
Bottles?
like for
Water
a runner,
bottles?
like?
I think so. I didn't get that either,
Well,
and I
I
just
didn't make
forgot
the
to look.
connection. I didn't even make the connection between Brainiac's bottled cities and these bottles that I was looking at.
Uh-huh.
I don't
Because
know.
they're
Maybe
used
it's because
several times.
they look like sports bottles. It
No,
looks
they
like you're
do.
drinking Gatorade out of these. It doesn't look like the classic bottles that you see in Brainiac's ship. That looks more like a water bottle, like a Sparklets bottle. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
with a cork in the top or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. So I just thought, like, it's such a weird decision to make them look like sports bottles. They even have the little hanging thing so you don't lose your screw off lid on top. Was that supposed to be funny? I don't know. Anyway, I didn't understand like why they made that decision to draw them like sports bottles, but they are, and everyone else is getting, all the other powered people are being abducted in these bottles from Earth.
Yes.
From all over Earth or just Metropolis?
I think they're
Just
all kind of in
Metropolis.
Metropolis
Yeah,
anyway.
right.
Um, so yeah.
Mhm.
I didn't see it in any of the times, but I didn't read the Power Girl stuff. I know Power Girl is in Metropolis, so
I forgot a lot of it. You dude, also with these stories, like I'm not saying like I'm not enjoying myself like as I'm reading and as I'm consuming, because it is. It's fun, while you're reading it. But
mhm.
this stuff really goes in one ear and out the other with me.
Really?
A lot, yeah, a lot of the little infos and bits. Maybe it's because I'm like way too blazed or something.
Oh, yeah.
Or my
No, I could
memory's
see that
just
happening with the
shot over the
tie-ins,
years.
but
But just even just this, I don't know. I just don't retain much of it.
mhm.
Not too much, unless it's really something special about it. Then I'll remember a lot more of it. But I don't know. I forget a lot of this stuff. I had to reread. I read the whole series once, and then I skimmed it the whole thing again twice to try to refresh my memory, and I still forget a lot of stuff. I don't know. It's probably it's half my bad memory and half like there's just like there's a lot of stuff going on here, but also like there's not much going on here. Sometimes I just want to be like, get on with it. Like let's roll this along.
Yeah.
I don't need so many scenes of people being collected in bottles.
You've been trying
I don't
to,
know.
like, shorten the length of this whole event.
I know because it felt long. It felt long to me, and I think it is long. I think it's longer than it needs to be to tell this story.
Yeah. Alright.
Um,
Well, we get the point here. I mean, this is still the same stuff.
But I would like to see
People
once
being
it's
kidnapped.
collected. Once it's collected, I would like to see what the page count is of actual story. You
Oh.
know, I'm curious. I don't really know
I'm
exactly.
pretty sure that it's uniformed with other events that are similar to this, like anything that's going on in Batman.
Yeah,
They
60
make them,
pages or something.
yeah, they make them so that they're easily
Hmm.
transitioned over to trade paperbacks in a uniform way.
Hmm.
Not like when we were growing up, where some of them were all different sizes and even shapes. Now they're all they want the binding all to be the same, and you're going to get two formats: a large or an extra large. That's it, as far as page count goes. So yeah, there is now that you pointed it out, I can't stop looking as you're going through these pages. Like there's a bunch of scenes where they're just showing you that they kidnap these people
They're kidnapping
individually.
them. Yeah, they're kidnapping them, and everyone's going, "No, don't
Yeah.
kidnap them.
For 5 pages.
Get you." Yeah, it goes on for a while, and then um, what's
The
his name?
general,
Yeah,
General Slag, something like that. Some kind of
mm,
like slag, crag, brag.
yeah, Crag Mag or something.
Yeah, generic alien name.
Man, yeah, generic tough guy though.
Yeah,
Alien name. Yeah, like you said, Klingon. That's like a It's like a Klingon name,
yeah,
probably. What is
yeah.
it? Let me see if I
General
can
Crag.
fucking find it somewhere. I
Wasn't it
don't see
Crag?
it. It was something like that. No, I don't think
A
it was.
descendant of Chakal. Is it Chakal?
Yeah, that's
Chak
right. Chakal.
Chakal, yeah. General Chakal.
Okay, he's also a tough guy. I don't really see the difference between like him and Lobo. Really, I guess.
And there is none.
Yeah, the
There is
tie.
none.
I thought it was. I thought the end was pretty good. If you want to just jump to the very end,
Yeah,
the story.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
you
There's nothing
know,
that happens here. They're setting the stage.
the kind of cool, sort of like friendship, like truce that Superman and Lobo set up at the end was touching. I
That
enjoyed
wasn't in
it.
this issue though. That's the
It was fun. No,
next,
I'm
isn't it?
talking about the very fucking end of the whole
Oh, the
story.
very
Like
end. Oh
the
yeah, yeah.
end. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And sorry,
Yeah.
betrayed you there, but and what were you expecting him to do? You could replace that whole situation with anyone other than Lobo, and they would have made the same decisions. I'm gonna
Mhm.
side with my people and fuck you.
Mhm. But Lobo realizes that, well, what are we going through all the beats of this story or something? What are we doing here? This is gonna, you know what? We can't do this. This is gonna take
Mm,
forever.
page by page, yeah, we're gonna be here for
Yeah.
4 hours.
Uh huh. We're gonna move through this a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
All right. Let's see what else we got.
yeah. Well, that was 1064, and then it leads to
What does
Superman.
it lead to?
Yeah,
What does it lead
Superman
to?
Superman 13. And in between there's a tie-in issue, Green Lantern 10. And the only tie-in that's in here is the mention of something. What is it? I had it here. Hold on, I made a note.
Whoa, you made a note.
Yeah, I actually
That's
made
pretty
a note.
sweet.
Um,
Okay, here's the other side of the cover. Superman 13. So if you got action, what was it? 1065, 1064. That we just looked at.
1064 is the first one, and then
And Superman
Superman
13
13.
Part 2 is actually Part 2. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Did these
Okay,
come?
okay. The tie-in real quick. I'm sorry. The tie-in real quick is just a mention. It's a backstory on the Green Lantern title, and it's the United Planets giving Guy Gardner an assignment. Of course, Guy Gardner is going to be all fuck you about it,
Mm,
but they tell him it's his chance to bring in a bounty hunter named Lobo, and he jumps at the opportunity because he can't stand Lobo from 80s DC. Whatever happened
mm.
in the 80s, I don't remember.
Oh.
And that's the tie-in. It's just Guy Gardner going after Lobo.
What
Uh,
did was Lobo? When did Lobo get his own title? Was that in the 80s actually
that
or
was
90s?
90,
Yeah. Okay.
1990. I think
Right
like
there.
exactly 89 or 90.
Uh huh. Okay.
So House of Brainiac 2.
Yeah. Lobo bothers me. It's annoying.
And there he
I'm the
is.
man. It's true though that what's that fucking guy? Aquaman
Uh-huh. Oh, Momoa.
in real life? Yeah, Jason Momoa should be playing this character
Oh
in
yeah.
on
Oh,
screen.
James Gunn knows that too. So there's
It's
no
like
chance that he's not playing Lobo. No
it's like
chance.
they are the same person
Mhm.
almost. Yeah,
Mhm.
just like
Mhm.
a badass fucking hog riding tough guy. You know.
Mhm. Bare-chested tough guy, yeah.
Yeah. that's real manly and wears a lot of leather, and I don't fucking
Mhm.
know what
And
manly
one thing
men do. I'm
I
not
didn't
that at all.
yeah. The first time we see Lobo here is at Warriors Bar in Coast City.
Yeah, that's
That's Guy
fun.
Gardner's bar.
I like that that bar exists. I'm
Yeah.
just learning. I'm just learning that this exists, but I want to see more stories. If there was like an ongoing series that was just took place like starring this bartender that ran this superhero bar, I would read the fuck out of that
Mhm.
series. you know, there might
That
be a
was
thing actually.
that was the thing. It was
Yeah,
in Green
was it
Lantern Corps. That was written by
great?
Peter Tomasi,
Oh yeah, I
or
like.
Tomasai, yeah.
Yeah,
He did a lot of Guy
that's
Gardner
cool.
stuff during that
And
whole War of
and
the Lanterns.
and he did stories that centered around just like day to day bar
It
activity.
was the creation of this bar,
Oh, cool. I'll check
that I
that
had
out.
read. It's yeah, they
Yeah.
go through a whole thing where Guy Gardner, he just got his ring back, so he dropped the whole warrior moniker, and
Oh, cool.
he lost
Okay.
those powers that he had in the '90s
Uh
while
huh.
he was being called warrior. And, uh, and yeah, it's the planning of
Oh,
the bar, the operations of it, and
I love that. Yeah,
yeah, it's a really nice story.
I
And
would
it was
check that
happening
out.
Green Lantern Corps in 2007 or 2009, somewhere in between there.
So, House of Brainiac Part Two: Last Sons.
My last son's being a reference
Same
to
creative team.
yeah. The title is a reference to not only Superman being the last son of Krypton, but Brainiac being the last son of wherever, whatever the planet. And we're gonna get to that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also Lobo being the last son of Sarnia,
Yep.
before this whole invasion of the bottled city.
Mm-hmm. I like how Superman doesn't fuck around with Lobo. Also.
Yeah, yeah, he knows what he's into, and like at first I was this scene and then like the next couple scenes where why would Superman go to Lobo specifically? But then when I looked
Yeah.
it up because I didn't know, I had to look it up. It was because Zarnians can only be killed by another Zarnian because they're immortal, and
Mm-hmm.
you could see that here in the next panel because there's a little scuffle. Next page, I'm sorry, not next panel, next page. Um,
Yeah.
Boom! Right in the face of the laser vision, the heat vision. See, like nothing happens to him either, not even his
Mm.
hair, um, anything. So he recruits him, and Lobo says, "Oh, there's a bunch of signings. I'm gonna kill those assholes again." And that's Superman recruiting Lobo. He's
He's
so
like,
out of place now.
what's up with Brainiac? Why would I know where that ugly green alien is, bro?
Let
I don't fucking know.
me let you in on something called Bitcoin, bro.
I've been on the raw meat diet.
I only eat meat.
I
Did you
eat
see that
raw
guy like
steaks.
meat and steroids, motherfucker?
Jesus Christ. Oh
This
man.
is the scene explains how he's captured live. Brainiac's captured live wire while the Sarnians are all just chilling until the next assignment.
Mm-hmm.
And Brainiac is like draining. He's using live wire as a battery to power what he's doing next.
To power like his fucking energy suck machine or something, basically, right?
Yeah.
To power his energy suck transfer machine.
Well, no. Well,
Because yeah,
well,
right?
well, yeah, because that's what
He has some
Brainiac
kind.
Queen is.
Yeah, so he's taking
Yeah.
he's sapping all the energy and powers from all these superheroes. Which, as soon as it got to this part, I was like, really? That's why he's capturing everyone?
hmm
Like, of course, that's why he's capturing everyone. The plan is always like, suck the superhero's power and take it from myself to gain all the energy in the universe. Like, come on.
You just ruined absolute power for everybody.
I'm sure I did. I'm sure I did.
That's exactly what's going on over there too. I'm assuming.
That's
Not,
so boring, guys. Come up with something fucking new. God damn it.
yeah.
I thought that there was going to be an interesting reason why Brainiac was capturing all these people, and then there wasn't.
And then it wasn't. No, no. That character was interesting though. What he was creating. I think
Kind
there's
of,
potential
yeah.
for Brainiac Queen.
I think that once I think when I heard when he was talking about it, I was like, this could be cool. And then I finally saw the thing, and I was like, ah, that design doesn't work. Like
The
this,
disaster. No, it was just twisted metal
what
all over
is
the place.
this weird alien looking spiky thing? Like that's not what I envisioned this thing would look like. I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
what I was envisioning, but it wasn't that.
Yeah.
It looked too like monstrous. I'm not sure. I did not like the design of that creature though. I don't think it fit Brainiac. I don't think it fit the story. It didn't look all powerful. It looked scary, like a lot of spikes and stuff, but does something that's super all powerful just have to look scary and be really physically strong? Like I don't know exactly what I was thinking, but are we skipping to the end too much?
No, I think we're not doing it enough.
No, I think we're not doing it enough. Because that's all that's happening is like they figure out that these people are being abducted by Brainiac. It must be Brainiac. Let's go find Brainiac. He gets Lobo, and they go to find Brainiac. And then it takes like 3 issues or something. I don't know. No, when do they finally get to the ship? He leaves. He's like, Lois, you're not in this story anymore. I'm out of here. Right?
Kolu was the name of the planet. That's why that guy in the chat
Kolu.
listed
Yeah.
Kolu. Yeah.
Yeah, he said it. I mentioned that.
Yeah.
Kolu.
There's a motorcycle. So
There's
the
the
only way that they can get
motorcycle.
off planet is with this
Uh
fucking
huh.
motorcycle.
Okay. They never mentioned that though. They don't
Yeah,
have
they
any
did.
kind of. They did in this.
Yes, I think 2 pages over, 1 page over.
All right. Why he has
Uh,
the motors of the vehicle.
yeah, I think it's here somewhere.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. Yeah. Yeah. We have the solution to get past the United Planets, lanterns.
Yeah,
If
those are
we gave
scientists.
you a small enough space vehicle with cloaking technology, you might be able to sneak past them.
Yeah. What kind of space vehicle? And then we get Superman in his red hog.
It looks ridiculous.
Yeah. And the cape.
The cape billowing out like
The
that.
cape. Yeah.
And him like hunched over. Just him driving any kind of vehicle always looks kind of ridiculous. Just because he could fly around the world at in like a second and a half.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it always looks silly. It's like when he had the Supermobile in the 70s
Yeah.
or 80s, early 80s, right?
Yeah.
Made of made of the precious metal supermanium.
The fuck?
One of my favorite fake comic metals that
Oh,
exist.
not
Super
int or vibranium.
No, no,
No.
absolutely
Fuck
supermanium.
vibranium.
No, fuck vibranium.
Supermanium.
We have supermanium.
Oh shit.
Oh man. Lobo's hog has got
Yeah.
skulls all over, and he's got chains. He's got tattoos like a motherfucker, and he drinks bourbon. I don't fucking know.
Wow.
I get sick of Lobo.
There's that Green Lantern though, because the United
What a shitty
Planets.
character.
I'm gonna call them the United Federation of Planets from Star Trek.
I
The
can't not
Federation there.
say that. I can't not say that. Yeah,
Yeah, you can.
United
Yeah, no.
Planets.
There's the
Yeah,
United
United
Planets. Like, oh, we need
Federation of
something like
Planets.
UN in space. United Planets. No, go with something cool like the Ministry of Bad Magic or something.
I know. Comics always have they. It's so hard to keep track of with me because they keep continuing to use the same words and phrases, but in different,
Context.
yeah, different contexts and just different order. Like
Hmm.
what did you say the event was coming up? Ground Zero.
No, absolute power. Ground Zero was
Oh,
the prelude issue.
okay, dude.
But absolute power
How many
crisis
things have been
is,
called Ground Zero so far, or
yeah,
Ground something, or something Ground, or Zero something, or something Zero?
or crisis.
Or crisis. These words come up so frequently and they're just like flip-flopped in order. It confuses the fuck out of me.
Hmm. Final crisis,
Yeah.
infinite crisis, dark
Uh,
crisis,
I cannot keep track of it, you guys. Anyway,
crisis on
they
Infinite Earth.
they got to put these out monthly. What can you
Hmm.
say?
There's
Sometimes
pistaches
weekly, I don't
again.
know. Pistaches.
Pistaches. If that was a dessert, I think I would
I
try it.
mean bastiches. It's bastard
Pastiches
and
sounds
bitches.
French.
Yeah, bastiches.
Pastiches. Maybe it is French. It's like French for asshole.
Yeah, pastiche.
Hmm.
I don't know.
So there's that blatant Green Lantern symbol because comics.
It's
Why does
comic.
Superman need a breathing helmet?
I don't think he could breathe in space.
Oh, he just
Actually,
holds his breath.
I'm not sure what his power set exactly is these days.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
also, I think it has something. Doesn't it have something to do with their distance from the sun? Also,
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
know if they
maybe.
mentioned that here, but
No,
I don't know
no,
exactly.
no. And this is where Lobo sees his fellow people for the first time. It's like, oh, I thought I
Yeah.
killed all you assholes.
Yep.
And then
Mhm.
fight. And then more people in a bottle.
Mhm. More people in a bottle. I think this was the first panel I realized, like, oh no,
They shrunk.
yeah, right. Oh, the
They shrunk.
bottles, the bottles, the bottles. Of course,
Hmm.
Brainiac and his bottles and shrinking
Yeah,
stuff. Like, I
they're
think
like
this is the first
in
time
the
I kind of put all that together in my head.
on the next page, they break out. Supergirl and Superboy break out of their bottles, and they're still shrunk. It's
Right.
hilarious.
Yeah, that's funny. That's a real good bit. I like that
Yeah.
a lot. Okay, what do we got next?
In the reading order,
Yeah.
Superman House of Brainiac special number 1. And this is
All
where we
right.
get into the motivations of Brainiac and where these Sarnians are coming from, the origin of these Sarnians.
Hmm.
There's a real generic cover too. There's not much to the A covers in this set. The B covers were great. And that's typical for DC. They'll make the A covers generic as hell and then they hire um who was it? Matina that was doing all the AI stuff. He got busted.
Oh yeah.
I
Uh huh.
remember that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Load.
This one is a one shot. This one was the most expensive out of the whole storyline and it was at $5.99.
Sheesh.
How many pages was this? This looks to have been more pages than I care to look into. This is where you're going to get the side stories too with like Mark Russell and Stephen Pugh.
Yeah,
Pugh.
these are this. Yeah, so this is like an anthology. This is a collection of short story. What are there? 3 stories in this or something?
3 stories, yeah,
Yeah.
or chapters. I think they call them. I'm not sure.
Do they?
Is this where we get
Yeah.
Brainiac's motivation, or does that come later? That
Part
comes later.
2.5. Uh,
2.5, Chapter 1: Secrets of Zarnia.
yeah, I guess they talk. Superman and Lobo are talking about their
Them
heritage
being
and their home worlds, them being the
last
last
sons.
sons. Hmm.
Hmm.
Kind of remember this.
Yeah, there's like this Zarnian scientist who works with Brainiac because they want to um bring peace. Is it to Zarnia?
Yeah, something
And the
like
only way
that.
she figures she can do that is by shrinking the population. And since they're immortal, she has to bring in Brainiac to take them off planet or, bottle up one of the biggest cities there.
Right.
Yeah. And the way that she works with Brainiac is that she figures out what he need or what he's been looking for, or an aspect of what he's been looking for to continue his mission.
Wait, how does Brainiac? How is he the only one that has this shrinking bottling power, and where the shit does that come from?
Brainiac hoards knowledge.
I read.
So
Oh,
that
that's
came
right.
from his home world, whatever that home world is, and they explain that later, I think.
So he took that knowledge and then destroyed everyone else who used to have it, or something.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, he hoards knowledge.
But what we
But
will
he's not
find
immortal.
out is that the missing piece is family. Brainiac
Family. Yeah.
is family. What you need is to reconnect with your son, and then you will
Valtrox.
feel whole and complete. I think that's what this whole thing is summed up to, right?
Yeah, at
And
the
in the
very end,
end,
it's revealed like, yeah.
what Brainiac was missing was a loving family.
Hmm.
Okay.
Of course.
Oh man. Okay, so yeah, Brainiac's a bad guy. Chapter 2, campaign headquarters.
Yeah, Mark
My
Russell.
favorite part of this entire event, and
He
it really has nothing to do with
nothing,
with
nothing,
the bigger story, hardly
nothing.
at all. But
But
it's
like,
such a good character study,
yep. Hmm.
and it has to do. First of all, I like it because it takes place on Earth in Metropolis, and it
Hmm.
deals with real people. You know, um, I like one of my favorite things in Superman comics is how other people deal with having Superman around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is it's how people deal with having this guy who's a god, basically,
Hmm.
and also the fact that he is an alien, and
Yeah.
there are prejudices to that. Is that what I'm looking for?
Yep.
The term I'm
Yep.
looking
There
for?
are. Absolutely, there
Yeah.
are.
This is the Superman story that I want.
Hmm.
And I wanted it dragged out. Superman being an immigrant.
Yes.
When
Hmm.
people say that like there's no such thing as a good Superman story, how do you not come up with something that's relatable, like having someone be an alien in a strange land?
I know.
Um, it's just going to take good writing, and I think Mark Russell just hits the nail on the head with
And
just this
using
little 5-page little story.
oh yeah, and using Bibbo as the main character here is
Oh
the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's the correct way to go. Bibbo's
Hmm.
the best. He's such like a deep character because he seems like real fucking MAGA in life.
Yeah.
Or it seems like that's just his like default mode, but he's also a man that can like learn new things and change his ways, and he has the capabilities of like changing his viewpoint and stuff you know
There's thought behind
which
the
is
that
really important,
broken man.
especially
Mhm.
in our society today. We need to focus more on the fact that we can change and learn new things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Bibbo is a great example. Because doesn't he have a line of dialogue in here somewhere that's like, "Yeah, I used to be a fucking dick and hate fucking illegal immigrants, but there's Superman proving me wrong," or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, something. I
Like
like Bibbo.
it's his personal growth.
Mhm.
The explanation kind of like his personal growth.
Yeah.
Um, man, Mark Russell nailed it. He's
Is
gonna
he
be
is he
on.
Oh,
Huh?
he's right. He's with Pew here as well.
You here as well? Yeah,
Steve
yeah.
Pugh. Yeah.
Mhm.
They make a great team.
Yeah, yeah. It's very much like
He drew the Flintstones with him.
yeah.
For sure.
Who's the creative team works together very well? Oh, like um, Claremont and Silvestri.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Uh,
Yeah, they're a good team.
I don't want to say like Stanley and various
And
others because
Kirby.
that
Yeah.
yeah, but no, not really though.
Not really. No.
Not really.
Uh-uh.
Uh, but anyway, yeah, 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 I get you. He's going to be doing X Force for Marvel. I can't wait for that title, and I think it comes up in the next couple weeks.
Really?
Yeah, right now he's doing something with Image.
Is he still in the middle of Silver Age Superman? Or
Yeah,
is that
yeah.
finished? Is that finished or
No, I
is
think
it
that
still coming out?
finished. Superman: The Silver Age. Now he's working with Mike
Yeah, the
Allred
Silver Age.
on Batman: Dark Age.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Of course.
Yeah, yeah. Superman: Space Age was the other one.
Space Age. That's right. Yeah.
Space Age,
That's
yeah.
what I was thinking of.
Um,
Yeah, but anyway, the whole story kind of takes a stop to do this thing. Well, I guess that's what this seems like that's what this special issue was kind of for.
yeah,
It's
it's
kind of
continuing the
yeah.
storylines that the Superman title had before House of Brainiac, and I think they're putting all their focus on House of Brainiac, and needed a space for Perry White somewhere, and for Bibbo, and for um, just kind of Metropolis as a whole.
Mhm. Yeah, so Perry White's running for mayor and it seems like who's pushing him to run for mayor? It seems like he doesn't want to be running for mayor.
Isn't it like Lois?
He's like reluctantly running for mayor. Or he is, but he doesn't like all the schmoozing and public appearances and stuff like that. He's
Yeah,
not
he's
good at
the
that.
everyman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he's going up against this Garen Blake guy for mayor,
MAGA.
running on aliens for deportation platform.
Mhm. Very
Yeah,
MAGA.
very. Um, yeah, and people love him because he's a good public speaker, and Perry White's not.
The Boys is doing something like this too
I
with
love, I love they got this podcast
CSL.
guy that's like a Joe Rogan type.
Oh, yeah, with the arm, look at the arm and the
Yeah,
hat.
and
Yeah.
they're putting alien DNA in the chocolate milk.
They're turning frogs gay.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, but this was just a cool little character moment. I liked it a lot, and coming out of it, it even made me look at the overall story like a little less excited, even coming out of this
I
and
wanna see
picking
what
up the
happens
next
here,
issue.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm back to this. All right, okay.
He uh yeah, the whole scene, and it's even happening in the background of issue 1 of House of Brainiac, is that there's a lot of aliens just in the background. Like Metropolis
Hmm.
truly is this melting pot.
Yeah,
And you randomly see a purple skinned girl or
yeah. Anyway,
and yeah, so there's during this debate with the for the mayoral candidates, there is an alien that's spotted there, and all these MAGA, I mean, all these people on who's the guy he's running against? Perry White's running against
I don't know.
Garen.
Just call him Donald Trump.
Okay,
it's
so
fine.
yeah, so during this thing, there's
It's
a
fine.
yeah, all
We
these
all
MAGA
know
assholes.
what they're
We
getting
all know
at.
what it is. Yeah, all these MAGA assholes see an alien. There's a riot.
Yeah,
Bebo comes to the little girl's rescue and stuff like that. He's
yeah. A
not
little
afraid to punch him
child
in the face.
alien, by the way, a
Yeah,
child.
a child. Yeah,
Yeah,
but what this does is it sets the
with a
stage
cute
to
little
show.
flower shirt on.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
sets the stage to show that there is hope for humanity. And one guy walks into the headquarters, which is Bebo's bar, the Perry White's headquarters, and
yeah.
tells him like, "Hey, I saw what had happened. I didn't agree with it, and I think I want to put my backing behind the guy who's not a racist fucking bigot."
Yeah, he actually felt bad. I think he was a part of the fight, right?
Yeah, he was part of the fight.
He lit a torch. This
You
guy.
see him there in the background where the little girl is there with her hands kind of running away, and Bebo's coming in with
Yeah.
the
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He says
the
he's
stump.
literally saying, "Grab her."
Yeah, but then you see him like, whoa, wait a second.
Yeah,
And
it's pretty
there's
sweet.
again another scene with people in Metropolis, and they're all colors, purple, blue, regular human.
Yep.
So people pours him a drink, and
I just know what I don't want to be. That's a cool line.
that is a cool line.
That's a cool line. That's a good place to start. Also, good place to
Yeah,
start. Know what you don't want to be, and then work on it from there. Perfect. Maybe that's the only miracle we need. It says in the dialogue box. Well, that's a start. Good stuff. And then there's chapter 3, Signal. Is this where Brainiac monologues about his? Oh, we
no,
get it with the wall here.
Amanda Waller comes
Uh,
in. This is the lead into Absolute Power, and there's
mm,
she's been
that's right.
not necessarily reporting. Did you ever see Evangelion? They took this
No.
from Evangelion.
Mm,
The council hidden behind in this case light, and it turns out to be all kinds of different forms of Brainiac. Brainiac
hmm
5, Brainiac from the animated series, uh, Brainiac from the John Byrne run when he turns him into a cyborg type thing.
Yeah. Like a
This was so
octopus
cool.
cyborg thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is cool. Yeah. It's a real cool splash page, also, of all the
But
Brainiacs.
this Council of Light has been around since probably like a couple years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so this reveal is kind of big if you were following DC continuity.
All right. Yeah, a lot of this stuff feels big if you're following continuity, and if you're not, I don't know. It doesn't hit me at all.
Is this the first appearance of Brainiac Queen? Because
It
that's what
must
he's
be.
working on there.
Oh, yeah, right there. There's the face.
Uh-huh.
There's most of the body.
Yeah,
I guess it is.
it is first appearance.
Yeah, I guess you're right. To be continued in absolute power ground zero. What is absolute power colon ground zero?
That
What
first
other?
issue of Absolute Power, the storyline.
Oh, the first issue, and then
Yeah.
all of them are gonna. Oh, okay.
And then there's Absolute Power issue 1 and then all the
Oh,
tie-ins, and then issue
I
2 and
see.
all the tie-ins. I think they're on issue 3 right now.
I
I
don't
may
even
be wrong.
fucking care. Yeah.
I'm gonna read those though.
Does okay, yeah, maybe if it has to do with this Brainiac storyline, I might be interested.
I'll let you know.
Is
I'll
that what's
let you know.
going on? Yeah.
It's part of that. Another one is in the Batman realm. There's Failsafe, which was a computer program. It was like sentient computer AI who Batman creates
Hmm.
and kind of like twists Batman's whole mission to fit his own what he thinks is like the best final solution type of shit. So it's
Yeah.
Nazi Batman computer.
What's next
Next is
anyway?
Action Comics
1066?
1065.
Ooh, 65,
1066
you
is like
say?
the final part.
Deep, deep, dee.
Yeah. Well, no, it's the second to the last chapter. So we've
Teedly
got
tum.
65. That's the one right there. Look with
I
Connor and
can't
Cork
try.
Cora Zor.
Yeah. Yeah, what happens here? Ooh, what's this?
Oh, the Nightwing by Tom Taylor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
I don't know.
Tom
Yeah,
Taylor's good
Nightwing's
stuff.
dog.
Hmm.
Colin Grayson.
Really want to check out that Tom King Wonder Woman s- storyline coming up.
He's been on Wonder Woman for a while, hasn't he?
Has he? I don't know.
I think so. I think that's what he's been on is Wonder Woman.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that. For how long?
Since issue 1, so probably about like last year, late last year.
Oh, cool. All right. All right. So the Lobos and Superman found Brainiac. Oh no, they're what are they fighting? No,
No,
they
the
found Brainiac
Sonians
ship.
cut him
Yeah.
off
Oh
at
yeah,
the
that's
pass.
right.
Cut him at the pass,
Sure,
and so they
sure.
fight until surprise, Lobo betrays Superman.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was talking about. Like if I was in Lobo's position, I probably would do the same thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. And then meanwhile, Connor and
Yeah, and they're
Cora,
shrunk.
Superboy, Supergirl, they're shrunk. They're still trying to figure out how to free everybody else, and they run into like the collection room of all the different specimens that he's captured, like the twins,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Livewire,
Yeah.
Parasite is in here.
Yeah. There's lots.
Hmm.
Yeah,
There's
Parasite has
Parasite.
a real cool look with that kind of. It looks like the cover of this cheesy horror movie that is terrible, but it's one of those like video store rental shelf staples that you're so familiar
Oh,
with the
yeah,
cover, but
yeah.
you probably have never seen it.
Hmm. The
Um,
prophecy with that bear thing, not the Christopher Walken prophecy,
oh
but the
yeah,
other
the
one.
bear
Yeah,
thing.
bear thing. Yeah,
No, what is that shitty movie called? Oh fuck, I
Piranha.
already forgot. But I could picture the cover clear as day.
Hmm.
Ah, fuck it.
Yeah, it's a very like tropey,
Hmm.
like they want to point across like the horror that is Parasite, and so you add teeth and gums to the
Hmm.
lips.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like a Cenobite.
Yeah, like a Cenobite. Yeah, yeah. And
He
then they
looks like that. He kind of
fighting.
looks like that creature that's a parasite in that fucking awesome X Files episode where they find that thing in the fucking porta john, swimming through the
Yeah,
sewers
I
and
never
stuff
saw.
in the park.
The only
Oh,
X
it's a
Files I
fucking
saw
good
was
one.
like season 3, right before the first movie.
Oh, really? I think this was a classic season 1 episode.
Oh,
One of the one-off monster of the week episodes. Great, one of the greatest, actually. I'll
wow.
send you a link.
Okay.
I'll send you a link. You should watch it. It's good. Shit monster.
Shit monster. Yeah, I've been meaning to watch the X Files. I don't know.
It's the
Maybe I need
monster of
a
the week.
reason to watch it.
The Monster of the Week ones. That's your reason, because they're great. They're standalone episodes. You don't have to get tied up in the overall like abduction, fucking
His sister
cigarette
and all that kind of
smoking
stuff.
man
Yeah.
bullshit storyline. You don't need any of that. It
I
doesn't
like
matter.
that though. That's why I watch these shows. That's why I
Really?
watched yeah, that's why I watched
I can't
Buffy and I
keep up with
loved it
that.
so much.
Yeah.
Was the
Wow.
ongoing what do they call those?
Well, then if you do like that, then that's your reason, because
Hey, all
it's got
right.
so much lore happening in that
Oh,
shit.
and
It's hard to
world
keep up
building
with.
and mhm.
Oh my gosh. But again, my favorite were always the standalones. So
Is
what's
this
going
the
on
first
here?
time
Mm,
well,
mm.
is this the first time we see that Luther's working with Brainiac again?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think
But yeah, like he's making it a point to let you know that like he's got a plan in place and he's going to betray Brainiac because he really does love his daughter.
did you
And
say I'm working for Brainiac? He says, I work for no one. Your small mind will never understand what is going on here, so shut it, Luther. Okay.
and yeah, Brainiac knows that he's going to get betrayed by Luther too, so
I love how
no
Luther says
surprise there.
Brainiac has too small of a mind. That's good.
Yeah. But he kind of does though because he's
He
failing,
does.
right? His intelligence is waning
Uh
and
huh.
that's why he feels emotions and wants a family.
Yeah, I guess so. Is that what's
Yeah,
happening at the end?
I think so. Look at the crown. What
Baloo.
happened here is Luther found out a way to expand on the city, one of the cities in Brainiac's original planet, Kolu.
Mm, yeah.
And this is where Valdrock comes in.
And he was going to give him the whole city as payment or something, or as his part of the bargain. Wasn't that something like that? Luther was going
Yeah,
to
because
get the city, or I don't fucking remember. I like how they're on Superman and Lobo show up to Hardcore Station.
hmm
Says it used to be a big deal. It was the crossroads for a lot of interstellar travel, a rest stop for the weary. But then, after some bad business moves, it became a total hotbed of crime and debauchery.
so
Lobo
like,
says, my kind of town, brother.
hmm
Okay, all right, buddy, Lobo, calm the fuck down. I like how Space Cabbie makes an appearance. he's
space
just
cabbie.
he's just there being burdened by all these fucking crazy people that need rides.
Yeah,
Yeah. So they hit him up to find out, what do they want to find out from Space Cabbie? Like where Brainiac is, I guess, right?
I guess. Yeah,
And then the Lobos show up and they fight on this planet. This is where he gets betrayed. This is where
yeah.
he
They got the
betrays
Boy
Superman.
Scout. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of a cliffhanger.
Uh-huh. What's this
They,
after it? I don't remember this.
yeah, this is about Brainiac's son.
Oh, Valdrox. Okay.
hmm So it's like Valdrox.
Sarnians, and he kills them.
Right,
Oh,
and
Brainiac.
yeah, Brainiac's like, you're a disappointment. And he's like, I don't have to listen to you, Dad.
Bad.
Right?
Yeah.
He says, you're too emotional. And he's like, well, you're not emotional enough, which will come into play in the story, in the overall story. That's kind of what this is. This is kind of what this is about, actually,
Yeah.
in a big way. They're
Yeah.
sort of putting a pin on like what's really going on here. And it's just that like Brainiac doesn't have enough humanity. And that's what he's missing is humanity and family.
hmm
And that's really what is going on in this whole thing. To be continued in Superman number 14. Is that what's next?
Yes.
hmm Now I feel like I'm rushing through these, but I also think that that's what I was doing in reading. I think that that's what I was doing.
Absolutely was.
By the time I was getting to this point, I was kind of
I
blasting.
I
Yeah.
had a lot to catch up with, so I did slow down for like issues 1 and 2, and then the special came up and I was like, "Okay, I think I'm caught up."
What did I say? Superman 14?
No, 14, yes.
hmm
Yep, 14. There's another Mark Russell story, by the way, called Prez advertised there.
Oh, yeah. Uh huh. Prez is
Yeah.
an old title.
They reprinted it was like one of those young
Uh,
adult graphic novels that they're reprinting into comic form.
yeah,
DC's been doing that a lot.
it was like a
Heimer is
teen.
another
It was
one.
like a teen book in the '80s or something, right? Prez. I
Something
think it
like
was
that.
early '80s.
The main match, and then it's Lobo and Superman, which kinda, I don't know.
Yeah, coming out to punch each other. Seen
Lobo
it.
and Superman they fight in Metropolis, and the city is leveled, and they fight here on this tiny little space station, and it's just kinda still there.
Yeah. hmm Their fights don't interest me because they're both so superpowered. Superman punching stuff is not what interests me about Superman at all.
Mhm. No, that's why I'm waiting for, like, a really good Superman immigrant
hmm
story.
Yeah. hmm
Something that he can't just punch to fix.
Yeah, those are always the best Superman stories. Is like I can't get out of this by punching. I have to do something else. Yeah, for sure.
Mhm. Yeah, but no, they like these guys, they love to use things like, Doomsday. So you'll get like 50 fucking Doomsday stories.
Yeah, they take the fight outside. Mm, what else going on? Oh, Luther and Supergirl get thrown into the bottle city of Kalu.
Uh-huh. Well, yeah, but it's full size now on top of Brainiac's, head, the
Oh,
ship's
that's
head.
right. Yeah,
Shit.
that's a real cool looking rendering right there.
Mhm.
Brainiac skull ship with the city head. Very cool.
Yeah.
I also very much like Kalu 2 or New Kalu. What do they call it?
Colu 2.0.
2.0. Yeah. I thought that was such a cool idea and such a cool design that
Mhm.
whenever the comic visits that world, I want to read that.
Which
If they
they did
start,
on that story, yeah.
did they?
That's where, Brainiac is talking to Val Drox, isn't it?
No. Where?
On Kalu, the bottled city of Kalu?
No, I'm talking about Kalu
Oh,
2.0.
at the end.
At the very end, yeah, when they have all the bottled cities and they're like, what do we do with these things? And they just put them all together and turn them into their own planet.
Yeah.
Such a cool idea. And it's like you see the planet and it's just like these like tacked on different looking cities
Yeah.
all over the surface. And
Yeah.
I just think that's a cool idea. And I think it could probably lend to a lot of good comics.
Mhm.
And it seemed like that they were setting that up to go tell some stories there. So I hope that happens.
Cool. Here's the, birth of Brainiac Queen.
Yep. Kind of reminds me of like it's like Giger esque a little bit. It looks like fucking Species, like Natasha Henstridge
Yeah.
or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, it
You know,
does.
I'm not like biomechanoid kind of Geiger sort of stuff a little
D
bit.
Like an Exoddle tank, from Dune, where,
Oh yeah.
all the
Uh
yeah, that's really good. I don't always reference Dune.
huh.
So she's being brought online, and then you see those claws come out, and the
Yep.
Zonians are like, "Whoa, wait, 1 second, what's going on here?"
But isn't knowledge power also? Like, I just don't understand
Yeah, the
why
power is knowledge.
they finally got this super thing together and it just like wreaks havoc with brute force. Like, really?
Mhm.
That's it? It was just this big strong thing that can wipe out other strong things? Okay. I guess I was just expecting something different. I don't know. It
Yeah,
reminds me of
maybe.
Superman 3 when the fucking lady turns into a robot or the robot machine comes to
Mhm.
life and Superman has to fight it. You know that shit?
Didn't
Or
that
no,
happen
Super
in,
or 4. Wait,
Logan's
3 or
Run too?
3? Logan's Run. Oh yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. The old computer in
Oh,
the
yeah,
ruins or whatever at the end.
yeah.
Right. For sure. So he keeps calling it also like his love, like he refers to it like in a romantic sense also. Is he
Mhm.
fucking this thing?
Yeah, he's fucking the
Did he
machine.
he did. He built a port into it that he can put
Mhm,
his
mhm.
um cock in. Does this cock have those little lights around it?
Yes.
Ah, I thought so.
Mhm,
That
mhm.
makes sense. Just
Absolutely.
for her pleasure.
It's branding. It's oh, yeah,
Yes.
also for her pleasure, but yeah.
Mhm. That's cool.
Yeah,
Um
I
all
guess
right.
if you're into that kinda thing.
Oh, I am. I'm very
So
much into it.
she kind of like transformers up into like a bigger version.
Yeah,
And
yeah, she is like kind of morphing, I guess, huh?
blood, blood,
And
blood.
then she wipes out all the Lobos.
All the Lobos.
And now, are we to believe that now this is the all the remaining Lobos, and now they're all dead?
And now they're all dead except for Crush and Lobo.
Right. Okay.
Crush being the daughter of Lobo, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. I guess so.
Power Girl stuff. I don't know.
More power.
Yeah.
Ooh.
1066. Action Comics
Whoa.
1066. Long live the Brainiac Queen.
Mm, what about it?
That's second to the last issue of the series.
Ten
And
sixty six.
66.
1066.
Action Comics 1066. And then it's Superman 15. And then that's it. And we don't talk about it anymore. We never bring this up again.
Oh, come on, computer, do your thing. I can't bring this window back up. What?
No,
What?
no. He's like, I don't like you.
Okay, fine. I can't see. I can see the comic though. That's what I need. Yeah. Okay. What else? What happens in this? Superman wins.
Superman wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks
Yeah.
to love
Thanks to love and family.
and
Basically,
family.
that's literally what it is though at the end, right? Oh
Yes.
yeah, this is the part that reminds me of Superman 3 is when he's the um
Cosmic horror. That's not
he
cosmic
puts
horror.
he puts her in the machine and she starts like getting all the tentacles into her face, like machine
Mhm.
tentacles. It's like Superman 3, I remember, kind of.
Yeah. We go
I
into
haven't seen that
the
movie for
true
a long, long
history.
time.
The solicitation says the true history of Brainiac and Lobo's decision to to apologize to Superman for one, and then back Superman.
Mm.
But yeah, this. I think this is where we find out that yeah, Brainiac needs his dick sucked too, and he's that old hawk too.
Gross.
Yeah. This whole time, Rafa Sandoval is doing the art. Let's see what he's known for. Oh, he's done a bunch of different DC right now. Teen Titans, Green Lantern.
Hmm. All right, my queen. Power fades, gone. How?
Yeah,
Okay,
Power
she
Fades
needs.
because Livewire is set free, right?
Is that what happens? Superboy shows up. Connor Kent shows up and
Uh,
destroys something in the ship.
yeah,
Starts destroying the ship or something.
I think so.
And Brainiac's like, no, she needs this whole ship to be fully operational. She wasn't ready. I need more power. Why was she unveiled if she wasn't ready in the first place anyway?
Hmm.
There was a whole scene just a couple pages ago. It's like she's ready, and she goes and fights people, and he's like, no, she wasn't ready. Okay, yes, your mind is too small. All these people are their minds are too small to understand the other one's agenda.
Hmm.
They're all too small minded. Hmm. Yeah. So then his
Uh,
family, Brainiac's family, shows up. His son.
his son, and then random others that go unnamed.
Yeah, because they were restored, and now they're on top of the ship. So now they're down here. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh huh. And he's like, Dad, you could have done it, but we weren't family enough, or something,
Something
right?
like that. Yeah.
Hmm. And yeah, so they destroy the queen or whatever they call her. Kind of don't remember a lot of like exactly how it ends. Actually,
No, now I just realized that now.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, Luther, Supergirl, they stop Brainiac by.
Oh,
Oh,
the
that's
Brainiac
cool.
helmet.
The Luther with his Brainiac helmet is pretty cool. Oh yeah, that's right. Luther goes inside of the program basically, like he's Neo or something, right? He
Uh-huh.
goes into the
Uh-huh.
Matrix
Yeah, he goes into
and
the Matrix. Yeah.
uses his mind somehow, something, something. Isn't that right?
Yes. They change artists here too for the flashback, and they go into
Mm-hmm.
the what is it, Leticia
Mm-hmm.
Luther and her background, how she was modified by Luther, and it's kind of like what's it's kind of the story is symmetrical with Brainiac's plans
Mm-hmm.
right now, something like that, something like that.
Superman saved Lena. Is her name Lena?
Is it Lena or Leticia?
It's Lena. It's not
Oh,
Leticia.
Lena. That's probably
Yeah.
that sounds too much like Lana
I
and
that's I
Lois.
know. It's so
I
annoying.
know. That's
You know, it's
annoying as hell. I can't, it's hard to keep up.
Lena. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So they're inside. This is where they're inside fighting the supercomputer.
Brainiac's computer, yeah.
Yeah, it's like they flew into the second Death Star to destroy it from inside.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And then Superman 15 is the final issue. Look at that absolute power checklist. It's fucking dozens of titles in there with tie-ins.
That's crazy. It's got to be 30 titles or something.
Hmm. At 5.99 each.
Yeah.
4.99, 5.99. You know,
Oops. Where's my guy? What did you say the next one was?
Superman 15.
Mm, Superman. Fitting. Cool. Yeah, I don't know.
What don't you know?
I, how I feel about this storyline, you know, kind of exhausted, actually,
Hmm.
a little bit.
There's a
That's one
lot of
way to put it.
redundancies.
Yeah, it kind of meanders a lot.
Yeah.
Uh, Absolute Power, Mark Wade, Dan Mora.
There's
Okay.
Brainiac Queen.
Where in that Absolute Power? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay. It's cool, I guess.
I
I don't
guess.
know. I'm not happy about. I don't love the design really. Yeah. Okay. So they go into the brain of the brain or something like that. Take it out from the inside with love power. I think they use love and family power, don't they?
Wow.
Don't they like hold hands or something halfway through, and they're like,
I
"With our
Yeah.
love, we could use the power of our minds," or something like that.
Mhm.
It's kind of like I don't know. Love did it. How about we even the odds? Yeah, the more fighty fight, they're in there working on the brain, which actually looks like a big brain. They blow up the ship. Yep.
Surprise.
I needed your power. Okay, we knew that. Like we knew all this stuff. Yeah, but that's fun. So another thing I was wondering is like, there's this countdown of Brainiac's intelligence just dropping and dropping and dropping. I
Mhm.
wish that that would have been reflected in the way that he spoke. Also, you know,
Yeah.
because like there was no sign that he was becoming 0% intelligent. But I would imagine that once it got down to 0% intelligence, he would be like a drooling dum dum that could barely form a sentence. You know what I mean?
Mm. Mhm.
But I don't know what kind of knowledge did he lose to come down to 0%, where he could still speak like my mind, my knowledge wastes away
He just
with
forgot where he
each
parked his car.
with each passing second. More and more is taken from me, and all I am left with are these emotions. Like, wouldn't be. If he was 0% knowledge, he would be like a vegetable person, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's knowledge exactly. I don't know exactly. But they should have done something with his speech to make it convey the idea that like he's, I don't know, losing his mind or some losing his intelligence. Because the countdown says he is, but it didn't really seem to do anything except physically weaken him. That's all.
More light
Anyway,
comes out of his head.
once all the knowledge drops down and he's not focused on that, he starts to have to focus on his emotions and he hates it.
Mhm.
He's like, how, and I feel this. I feel you, Brainiac, actually. I feel anger, sadness, loss. They cloud my every thought. How can anyone live like this? Tell me about it. Superman's like, that's life. It fucking sucks. Deal with it.
Ah, boomer fucking asshole.
Yep. Pull
The
yourself up
boomer
by your
response.
bootstraps. How about Brainiac?
Bootstraps.
If I had to be beat by my parents, then I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you too, kids.
Mhm.
Because cycles.
Mhm. Yeah, mental health wasn't a thing when I grew up, so it's not a thing
Yeah, you don't
now.
need it.
You don't need it. That's just laziness.
If you're not happy, how about be happy?
How about smile every once in a while? You'll feel better.
Yeah. Fuck you. Anyway, but he
Fuck
says
you.
that's life. You learn to share it with the people you love.
Remember those PSAs? Weren't there PSAs like, "Oh, smile more, you'll feel better."
Definitely there were. I've heard that so many times.
Yeah. Well, why don't you just be happy?
Uh-huh.
What a great idea.
Yeah, doesn't
But
Lobo doesn't Lo isn't Lobo here he says I'll be fragged. And that's what I think of when I think of Lobo cursing is he says fragging all the time, right? Isn't
yeah,
that a classic Lobo line?
yeah,
He's been saying fragging since
frag. Mhm.
early 90s, right?
He's the only one that
Pretty
can
sure.
say frag.
Yeah. Mhm. I'd take that over Bastitches.
Best.
Put more fragging in there. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, what? Brainiac ship is destroyed. What do they do with Brainiac, actually? Is he supposed to be dead now?
No,
Or,
he warps away, doesn't he?
oh, he does?
Oh, no, no,
Does
no,
he?
right there, he's being destroyed. He
Yeah.
warps the queen away, and then he blows up with the ship, or at least this
Ah,
version of Brainiac blows up with the ship.
uh-huh. They should have left a little more mystery as to whether or not the Queen Brainiac was alive still or not. You know?
Mhm.
I could have used a little intrigue there.
Then why would you pick up absolute power number 1? Why wouldn't you?
Just
Yeah,
to see if she lived. How it
yeah,
happened.
yeah, if they discuss that here, though, why pick up
They don't discuss that here. They leave it off with they
with
leave it
absolute
off
power?
with
Yeah.
the explosion. You could possibly assume that that destroyed the queen character as well. It'd be cool if you opened up absolute power and it's like, oh, actually she lived, but you don't have to open it up. It's on the cover and in the solicits and stuff. Yeah, and so they decide
Fist bump.
they didn't know what to do with all the cities, so they put them on their own planet and they call it Kalu 2.0. Um, melting pot of a planet going to be absolute chaos. And yeah, I think that's lending to the fact that they're going to tell stories from this planet. I think they're setting it up, and that's fun. I look forward to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And yeah, Superman and Lobo have their fist bump moment. They're like, "You're not so bad, Krypton," or something. Says some tough guy stuff. What else happens?
Luther
Luther.
is, dumb.
Yes, that's right. And Luther is dumb at the end. Lara, Langa,
Langa. Yeah,
Llama,
let's call her Langa.
Llama Luther
Llama
shows
Luther.
up at the rooftop, and she's like, "Sorry to bother you, but we need to talk." and Luther's just kind of standing there looking at the clouds, and Superman finally is like, "Luther, hey, Lex," and he turns and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, were you speaking to me? Who is Lex Luthor?" And he's got this dopey kind of doe-eyed look on his face with a sort of smirk, kind of funny,
Hmm.
and yeah, what else? That's fucking it.
Doomsday's coming back.
Is that Doomsday?
That's Doomsday.
Okay, I
The
could
Fist.
because you a fist cracking into a wall trying to break out. That's got to be Doomsday, right?
And to be continued this fall after Absolute Power is probably another fucking Doomsday story. I'm sick and tired of Doomsday.
I know. Yeah, they've
Remember
been
when they
bringing him
did
back
the?
way too hard these days.
They are, except for Doomsday Virus. Doomsday Virus was awesome
Oh, I never read it.
with New 52. But now that yeah, Doomsday sucks. I hate it. Stop using Doomsday.
Doomsday
That's lazy Superman writing.
in yeah in he was a boring character in the original Death of Superman.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No.
And he
No.
was just there to kill Superman. I don't think they ever when they wrote him. I don't think they ever intended really much to like go on with fucking Doomsday stories.
Yeah.
I don't know
Well,
though.
sure seemed that
Anyway,
way. And then now they're using them every other storyline, just as almost like filler.
yeah. So you want to check out Absolute Power? Is it because we read through this that made you interested, or were you already interested in Absolute Power, or you
Um,
just want to see where this goes?
I kind of want to see where this goes.
Uh huh. Yeah, definitely.
And I like those events. I mean, they're roller coaster rides. They're just like going into a movie.
That's kind of what I was talking about earlier, where it's like it's super fun while I'm in it and while I'm on it.
Mhm.
It's fun and I'm having fun and I'm enjoying myself, but I don't take anything with me really.
Yeah.
I don't take anything away from it too heavy. It's just sort of, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like porn,
Yeah.
kind of, you know,
Exactly.
a little bit. It's instant gratification, and then it's done, and then you're tired, and then and you feel a little bit guilty.
Like, oh, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah, what did I just do?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Let's look at new comics coming out. How about?
All right.
Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-doo. Now this is we're gonna want to look at
It's
next week,
yeah, the 17th.
which is the 17th. Bitch. And there's some stuff coming out. I'd be able to see it if my internet would load the page.
Oh.
And okay, cool. Yeah, all right. We've got some Batman Superman World's Finest, Nightwing with
Tom
is
Taylor?
that Dead
Tom King.
Man on the cover? Is that Dead
Hasn't
Man
Deadman been tied with Nightwing
floating
a lot?
on?
Yeah, that is Deadman.
That's cool.
Oh,
Wonder Woman. Is this the one that's Tom King is on
Tom
this
King
book?
as well. Mhm.
Yeah, great. Come on, internet, you're moving real slow.
Uh-oh, kick it. Kick it hard.
Yeah, freezing.
Where's my notepad? Here we go. I'm ready. I'm looking. Let's go. Let's do this.
Okay. There's a Star Wars book, Star Wars 48. Have they ended the in between New Hope and
Yes.
Empire era, and
I
now
think
they're in the in and they've started the in between Empire and Return era?
that is happening on issue 50. I'm not sure.
I
I
think
saw a
you're right.
solicitation
I
for that.
feel like 50 is the one. They're going to 50 and then it's ending.
Yeah.
That might be a good place to jump into Star Wars for me when that comes up.
Yeah, this is still Empire, written by Charles Soule, which he's
Hmm.
been awesome.
Has he been doing it since the like first one?
He works for that branch of Disney now. He's a creative
Oh,
consultant for all Star Wars projects.
all right.
So anything that they're releasing with Star Wars has to go through his desk, and then he takes it to Kathleen Kennedy, who then, carrying the guilt of killing 2 children and 1 man on the set of Twilight Zone the movie, she
Who?
determines what's next for our Star Wars releases. I hope
Okay,
she's carrying guilt.
I think I got something here
What do
already.
you get? Iron
Oh,
Man?
oh, also Destro is happening. Have you been reading
Yeah,
any? Have you
no.
read first issue yet? Or
Not since we did Duke. I think I
uh,
read the last one was Duke issue 3, and then Transformers issue 5.
right.
That's all I read. Cobra Commander, I only read issue 1, so I need to catch up on a lot of that Energon stuff. Void Rivals, I did, and Void Rivals this past week just had their issue number 1 reprinted for the 9th time. So there's 9 printings of issue 1.
That's crazy.
Mhm. I can't believe the first print is still a $5 book.
Oh, the What If Alien series is still going on. How many of those are they doing? I know they did that.
Uh,
Like,
that's the Paul Reiser written one? Yeah,
I think that. Well, I don't know if all of
it
them
is.
are, but I know that What If Burke Lived one was Paul
This
Reiser.
is this is What If Burke Lived. There's
Oh,
Burke on the cover.
but it's number 5.
Yeah, I think a 6-issue series
A
for this
six
What If.
issue What If story.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm. Yeah,
Have there
well, I
ever been
mean,
a What If? Has there ever been a What If story that went beyond one issue?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're doing a bunch of, like, these Elseworlds What Ifs now.
Oh,
That's why we're getting this one, and there's another one that they
I
just
like
finished, I think.
Elseworlds and What Ifs, but I've never I don't think I've ever seen one that went more than one issue.
Mhm.
I mean, I know the What If series went more than one issue, but a particular storyline, I don't remember. Not that I've read them all, but
I'm really interested in, Witchblade #1, which is coming out next week. They've got some
Witchblade.
badass covers on there. Yeah, their Image is bringing back Witchblade.
Oh, crazy.
Uh, and it's been, the covers have been gaining a lot of popularity because they have, like, J. Scott Campbell covers and, yeah, there's the Campbell, there's Silvestri, there's the Liefeld, all the usual Image suspects. So, Sienkiewicz? One of those.
Well, they've got Biker Mice from Mars #1 from Oni Press.
Yeah, Oni released, it was called,
Biker
Nacelle
Mice.
Universe. They're doing the whole
Yeah.
Transformers G.I. Joe thing with them.
Oh,
So, it's
wow.
gonna have this, it's going to have a couple of
Who
other properties.
what company did Biker Mice? I know it
Oh.
was a toy
Yeah,
line,
well,
right?
it was a television
Primero
series.
I know, but
I
was that made to sell the toys? Like,
It was
was it
made to,
primarily a toy line,
yeah, in the
or was it
'90s, yep.
or was it primarily a comic or a cartoon?
Uh, Toy line, tied in with the cartoon series, and then there
Mhm.
was an adaptation of the comic, and I think there was, like, only 2 issues of that.
What toy company put out Biker Mice? It wasn't Hasbro because they would
No,
be
it's not
rolled
Hasbro,
up
no.
in transform those
I don't know, it
Galoob
had
or
to.
something like that. You know.
Whoever it was, they sold off the rights to, Oni,
Hmm.
and it looks like there's gonna have, some pretty cool covers to it.
They were doing an audit at their company, and they're like, "What do we own the rights to?
Yeah. Biker Mice from what?
Can we get any money for that?" And they're like, "Not really." They're like, "Fucking sell it
Well,
anyway."
Transformers can.
Yeah, Biker Mice from Mars. So this series premiered in syndication in 1993. I thought it was earlier than that.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, and it ran 3 years. Jesus crap.
The Silver's universe. So yeah, they're doing the whole Skybound thing.
Ownership of the initial Biker Mice TV series passed to Disney in 2001 when Disney acquired Fox Kids, and
Oh,
it
'cause the Fox
also
acquisition.
included Marvel Productions.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, here it is. There's Robo Force. You remember Robo Force?
I don't see anything in the wiki entry about toys exactly.
Oh, I don't know. But they're bringing back, Moni is bringing back Biker Mike from Mars, Robo Force,
Hmm.
Sectars. Remember Sectars we just covered?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
and Power Lords. I think
That's
we might
cool,
have
and
touched on Power
they're
Lords.
all gonna share a universe.
Yeah,
Hmm. All right, I don't want to fuck
yeah. That's
around
the
here.
I
I'm
don't.
got my pick, and it is dope.
Don't
Come on, internet. Do what the one thing that you do. You have one job. The
Scarlet number
immortal,
one.
the immortal Thor annual number one. Immortal Thor and the Infinity Watch.
Oh,
I love the Infinity Watch. I mean, I did in the '90s. You know, when it was
yeah.
the series with Adam Warlock and stuff, and
Mhm.
but it says, faced with the menace of Utgard and a prophecy of his own doom, the son of Odin sought out the legendary Power Stone to aid his fight. Only two things were in his way. Firstly, the mighty champion of the universe, with strength to match Thor's own, was also questing for the stone. Secondly, the stone is now inside a person, the Prince of Power. Plus, Derek Landy and Sarah Pacelli continue the journey on the Death Stone Bearer and the scar it will leave on the universe. Death Stone.
That sounds a lot like the solicitations for other annuals, and I think that Marvel's bringing back the whole
Mm. Is it
annual
written by
crossovers.
AI? Is why?
Probably. Al Ewing. No, Al Ewing is great.
Yeah. Al Ewing is great.
Yeah.
Is he writing
I
Thor?
He's writing a
And I'm not
Mortal Thor.
reading Immortal Thor, so I don't know how much of this has been going on already,
Yeah,
and I don't know anything about the Dark Stone, the Death Stone. Not sure
that's
about
fairly
that.
recent. Hmm.
Okay, well, I hope this. Holy
Oh,
fucking ad,
there
Jesus.
you go.
Um, well, I hope this annual does a good job at filling me in on a couple of those things.
All right, all right, all right. Immortal Thor. What's the price point on that? Those annuals are 4.9. Shit, 4.99. That's not
Four
bad.
ninety nine, 28 page annual, $4.99. Yeah, it's like a regular comic, basically. So yeah,
Yeah, Immortal Thor annual.
and I hope I get to see some Pip the Troll, and I hope I get to see some Adam Warlock. Maybe I don't
Hmm.
know. I don't know who's around these days.
I'll do. You know what we don't do very often, and I've never
And
read.
I'm also
'Cause
really interested to see what they're doing with Infinity stuff, since it's already kind of way done in the MCU.
Yeah,
Yeah. Anyway.
yeah, yeah. Interesting. I want to do something different out of the normal wheelhouse. I definitely don't want to do a Superman comic.
No.
No, I don't want to do Rat City because I'm already reading that anyway.
Uh-huh.
Um, I kind of want to do something indie, but you know how hard it is to get your hands
I
on some of
do.
these stuff.
Yeah. I know. I saw a couple indie titles that are even on a number one, and they look pretty good. But I was like, man,
Yeah,
The Hunt though,
yeah, Hunt.
like
Yeah,
this Paranoid Gardens number one by Dark Horse.
yeah, yeah. Especially Dark
Sweet.
Horse. But I kind of want to do Undiscovered Country. I read like the first six
Ooh,
issues.
dude, let's do it because I did
Right.
too. I have them actually. I read the first like 8 or 10 issues or something. And I've been really meaning to get back in and keep up with it. My brother Jesse continued reading the series,
Oh,
and
really?
yeah, and for like a year he was like, "Oh, you got to keep reading it," and I just never did. But he said it
Because
was.
it's sputtered out.
That's what I heard. Well, is it because of story, or is it because of bad release dates or
I
something?
Well, the bad release dates was because of COVID.
Oh, okay.
A lot of it, and then they just had delays later. I mean, Image is kind of notorious for their delays still to this day. But I thought that and it maybe was the time frame between issues 1 through 6, but like issue 1 was great, and then it just kind of like got a little boring and kind of got a little tropey.
Mm-hmm. It
And
did
then
get
I just gave
tropey.
up
I
on
do
it.
remember that. Yeah.
But I am interested in 30. I mean, why is it lasting 30 issues? Oh wait, Scott Snyder. You don't just give Scott Snyder 6 issues and tell him to fuck off.
Ooh, there's a rock and roll biographies issue coming out, number 24. Run
Oh,
DMC.
Ryan DMC. Ugh. You're gonna have to special order that now.
Yes, from 10 Ton Press. Yeah, you bet your butt.
Yeah.
You better
10
go
ton
right to
press.
them.
How
Go
much is
right
that,
to
by the
them.
way?
Go right to their website. It is $3.99.
You know what? I've been reading a lot of, and in my black market comics, I've got reviews of these books. I'm trying to like get away from like mainstream and focus
Yeah.
on the indies that I can get my hands on. And I've been reading a lot of AWA. The AWA is a publisher. I don't know where they're out of, but
Oh, I never
they
heard
got
of
some
that.
really cool stuff.
Oh,
Uh,
cool.
check out that review for Little Black Book. It's really good. I think
Okay.
it's like a Guy Ritchie movie. It's really good. It's really cool.
That's on your Instagram, Black Market Comics Instagram.
Yep, Black Market Comics Instagram,
I
man.
will check that out.
But yeah, Undiscovered Country and Thor. I've got it notated here. We're
Cool.
ready to go.
Fuck yeah, let's do it. I might try to actually fill myself in. What? Wait, are they coming out with? Is it issue 30? You said?
Yeah, issue 30, 30.
Oh fuck.
Uh,
I was gonna say. I was gonna say maybe I'll try to catch up from where I left off, but that's like 25 issues or something.
25 issues. Oh,
Maybe
shit.
I'll see what I
Uh-huh.
could do. I'll see what
Maybe,
I could
yeah.
do. Yeah. But it also would be interesting to see, like, how lost I am if I just skip 20
Yeah. Like,
issues or
where did this
whatever.
go? I wanna know where
Yeah,
it went after I gave up
right.
on it.
And if it still feels like the same experience, that it did 3 years ago or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, that's it. Next time on Keeping Up with Comics. Ideally next week, I think. Same time.
Ideally, yeah.
Yeah, we bumped it up. We're doing it a little earlier on Thursday mornings, but it should be regular on Thursday mornings, about 9:30
Mhm.
Central Time. That's when we'll be here
Exactly.
with new comics as fast as we can get them and read them and gather our thoughts and get to you. We will be here. Mhm.
Yes, sir.
Sir. And that's it. Till next time, read your comics, have fun, enjoy life. Right? What
Yeah,
else?
bye, everybody.
That's it. Bye.